Good afternoon. Welcome to the Toon review for a very important watch-along. Newcastle United take on Arsenal at St James's Park. 3 points today will go an awful long way towards guaranteeing us Champions League football next season. Before we start, can I just say, chat today and from now on watch-alongs is subscriber only. So if you want to make comments in the chat, you have to be a subscriber to the channel. You do that by hitting the subscribe button. Also, click the like for me if you like what you see. It will really help us in the algorithm of getting us up the algorithm of YouTube and sharing us with like-minded people. And also memberships too available. That's by clicking the join button below the chat. And of course, you can super chat us also, contribute to the channel financially with a super chat, and that will help us immensely. And that will guarantee a chat being read out. Although during the match, comments sometimes don't get read out because obviously I'm concentrating on the game. But there you go. We can give you lineups before we do anything. This is the Newcastle United lineup. And it's the lineup that was predicted by the other three lads on Thursday. I didn't go with this. I thought Sean Longstaff would make it. But Sean hasn't made it. And the lineup is as follows. Nick Pope in goal, Kieran Trippier and Byrne at fullback, Sharon Botman in the middle, Bruno in front of them, Joe Willock and Joe Linton at the midfield two in front of Bruno, Jacob Murphy wide right, Isaac wide left, and Callum Wilson through the middle. And that's the first time he's gone with that Wilson and Isaac partnership up front, joined with Jacob Murphy, so the triumvirate of the three of them. Very exciting indeed. I just hope that we don't miss Sean in the midfield stage because Arsenal are a good side in the middle of the park, and here's their lineup. They've just made the one change, I believe, from the other night. Martinelli in for Trossard, Ramsdale, Ben White, Kirill Gabriel has made it. Zinchenko is also in for Tierney, which is another replacement there. Xhaka, Ødegaard and Jorginho in the middle of the park, and that devastating front line of Saka wide right, Martinelli wide left, Jesus through the middle. Let's go back to the Newcastle lineup 1 second. The substitute bench there is St Maximan's made it onto the subs bench, which is quite important also. The subs bench is Dubravka, Dummett, Gordon, Maxi, Lewis, Target, Manquillo, Miggy and Anderson. So there is a little bit of option on the bench. Maxi, Gordon, Almiron, but no centre forwards as such. So we're hoping that one of our front two, well, I say front two, centre forwards, Isaac or Wilson, can last the 90 minutes. That's the important thing. And the Arsenal bench is, well, it's very small, but it's Turner, Tierney, Holding, Partey, Vieira, Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, Trossard, and Eddie Nketiah. That's your lineups, folks. That's your lineups. Here's the comments. We'll go from the top. As I say, you have to be a subscriber to contribute and to stop the spoilers that have been coming on the watch-alongs as lately. I'm pretty up with it. I'm watching it direct from Sky, so that's how the game will go. Would-be fans Arsenal will succumb to the pressure. Goes on to say, I'm the one who has made Toon's performances recently, and the difficulty from James Parker mentioned the centre-back issue with Arsenal, but to pick them to win or draw. There has been a bit more positivity about us in the media. I have noticed that myself, to be honest. Peter Dolan, hi, Billy. In the mod squad, I've just got a feeling today is going to be yet another successful steamroll display of another pretender to the throne of Premiership champions. 2-0 to the Toon, he says. I'll buy that. Kevin's here. I feel it's going to be a hard-fought game, but after 95 minutes, Newcastle 3, Arsenal 1. Very confident. Toon gamers here. Finally, Wilson and Isaac together. We are going for it today. Yeah, we are going for it, but I'm not sure if that's down to needs rather than wants, if I'm perfectly honest, because of the situation with Sean Longstaff, which is, yeah, he's the glue that holds the midfield together. Tom's our raving reporter, always at St James's Park to give us his weather report. So good afternoon from the warm and sunny-ish St James's Park, a big game for both sides. Let's push on and take the 3 points. Enjoy the watch-along. Thank you for that. Jock Bar, afternoon, what's the team news? Well, I've given you the team news, but Tom Lynch is about to give us, confirm that. Eddie Howe's going to do it. Isaac and Wilson says Keith. There's the lineup that I've just read out from Tom. And Jock says, looks like we aren't messing about. And there's the subs bench. Wonders what happens to Lascelles. He's injured out for the season, Toon Gamer. I keep getting these alerts on my phone that Newcastle are about to kick off. And I've tried to disable them, and it doesn't work. So there you go. So that's what's happened to Lascelles. He's out for the season. Afternoon people says Chris Bell 3-1 win today for the Toon. Yes, sir. Come on. Yeah, Lascelles has a calf injury, says Tom. Paul is in the chat. Hopefully you're well, Paul. Welcome to it too. Lots and lots of comments. Alan Johnson says the Lasses are 1 up, but Dorchester are 6 up. He then says make that 7. Doesn't matter if Newcastle women win, according to Tom, we are promoted into the next tier, which is great news. Rachel's here also. She likes to look at the lineup. It's very attacking, I've got to say. It's very attacking. Perfect time to start Isak and Wilson together. The gentleman, Eddie, knows his shit. Well, he's not got much choice, to be honest, if Longstaff's injured, unless he wants to go with Gordon or not match fit Maxi, which could have been a choice, I guess. Rake says, please remember, no all caps except when we score, no duplicates, and absolutely no spoilers. Wait for Billy to comment before putting anything in the chat. Enjoy the watch along and away the lads. So there you go. That's the official rules of the channel for watch alongs. We've been through the likes and subscribe situation. If you want to chat, you have to subscribe. It's as simple and straightforward as that. Mary's is here. I hope you're well. Brian Tweddle's here. Afternoon, Toon Review family. What's everyone predictions? I've seen a lot of going for 3-1 win. Isak, Big Joe, and Willock. Newcastle women are now 2 up, according to Tom, which is great news. Would-be Farmer thinks 4-2. Mick Helmet Bolt Corby. That's an interesting username. Oh. Well, I'm thinking of Prince Philip Albert for some reason. Anyway, 3-1 win for the Toon. Away the lads. Who else we've got here? Lots of people. Colin is also here. Hello, Colin. He's expecting a close, scary game today. Well, I'm here for that. As long as we win. Who cares? Jordan says, hey, Billy Bob, 3-1-2 and Wilson 2 and Isak. Saka for them. Max Axelson, 4-3 for sure today. Willock with a window goal. And said, well, it'd be great to see. Horsey Street Henderson, or afternoon chaps, he thinks 2-1. Jock says, I hope that's what the Lasses have done in the ground. The place will up. Yes, that would be a good idea. That will be. Colin Morton's from the same subscribing school as me. I think we'll miss Longstaff. I do too. Yeah, that's Lasses are 2 up, and that does secure them promotion apparently. Hi Jules, hope you're well, mate. Cockeyed Cyclops, how do peeps from Utah? How are the lads? Hope you're well. What else we got? McKeenan99 is also here. Hope you're well. Adam Kelly says 3-1-2 and written all over. Hope you're right, my friend. Hope you're right. Georgia Wayman says, good afternoon. All just got back from the quayside. The Toon is buzzing. Indeed, it would be. Dagwood's Tonsorium, women's game final 2-0. Great news. That's the Lasses promoted. That's brilliant news, as Tom confirms there. Women's team at Winton and now promoted. That's fantastic. That should be announced at the St James's Park, and that will give the crowd a boost too, which will kind of enhance the atmosphere, one would hope. Saka not starting, Brian. He is starting. This is the lineup again. I'll show you again. The Arsenal lineup is as follows, and Bukayo Saka does start. There he is, third from the bottom of the team sheet on the right-hand side. So Saka is playing. He is starting. Now, where are we? I've lost me points. Well, I've already done that bit. Martin says, no spoilers today, please. There won't be any spoilers because you have to be a subscriber to comment. And I think there's a limit. I think you have to wait 10 minutes after you've subscribed before you can comment. So, yeah, spoilers should be avoided, or definitely, they'll be less easy to do. And of course, if there is a spoiler, they'll be kicked straight away. So hopefully, Martin, we will sort that one out. Away the Lasses says Vortex, brilliant news. Matt says congratulations to the Lasses. Carl's here. Hope you're well, Carl, as is Football Master Edits. Even afternoon to you. Shane down in Australia. Good morning, everyone. Confident in 3 points today. Let's go. Would-be Farmer says, in Newcastle United versus Arsenal, you have to go back 5 minutes for the game, but both teams have scored. Will be trying to be booked today. I think it will. I see a lot of goals being scored. A wide open game. Paul Feeney's here. Graham Sydney's here. He says, congrats to Lady Mags. James Welch is also here. Hope you're well, James. A Gadius is here. He's really pleased about the ladies getting, the women getting promoted also. Gareth Cooper, good afternoon, Billy Mudd and everyone in the chat. Afternoon to you, Gareth. Ola to you, Doug Woods. Call me Swift. All right, everyone, I really fancy today. Good. Come on, the boy, says George. Looking forward to this. P. Lord Keith says Winnie wins. Nervous, but always, but hoping for a Toon win. Away the lads. Reach is happy about Easton Wilson. We'll look at it because the exclamation marks. Terry Cook's in the house. Hope you're well, Terry. Good afternoon to you. NUFC Ollie's here too. Afternoon to you, my friend. PDS Wavy, Up the Mighty Mags, and Lee Smith. Hello again. I'm going to Newcastle. I'll buy that. If there's that'd be a bit squeaky ass time, won't it, at the end? But come on, Newcastle. Hello, Scott. Ronald Turnbull. Hope you're well. P. Lord Keith asks if the ladies have been promoted. They have indeed. Scott thinks 2-0 to Newcastle. H. Witt Dracker. Well done to the lassies. He's well pleased with that. Geordie Hawaiiman says it's tropical outside. Must be at least 17 degrees. Yeah, I think the weather's changed now, hasn't it? I mean, I'll be honest with you, I absolutely positively tossed it down yesterday. It was raining quite a bit. But the sun's out today and hardly a cloud in the sky, and it's quite warm. It's very pleasant outside in Coventry today, and it looks the same in Newcastle, which is great, isn't it? 2 scoops. Hello, everybody. We can do this with a little kiss on the end. Very nice of you. Vortex, afternoon, all in chat. Mods and Billy, let's go. They are going to fold like origami today. 3-1 away, the lads and lasses. Well done, girls, for promotion. Yeah, I think the important part of that Arsenal lineup is the middle of the park. Well, they're not exactly blessed with legs. Xhaka and Jorginho aren't the most mobile of midfielders. They do have Martin Odegaard, of course, is a fantastic player and is very mobile. But the two behind, that probably play behind, Xhaka and Jorginho, with Zinchenko at left back. You know, I think there's possibles there for us. I think there's, and then on the right, of course, I have Ben White. I fancy he's had to go against him all day long. And Kirill and the right-hand side of the central defence. Yeah, there are avenues for us to go at here. There are avenues to go at. Their front three, though, is very, very, it's very good, isn't it? So, but yeah, I think there's positives for us to look at there without any shadow of a doubt. Where do we get to? Michael Wayne says, great lineup. Shane Longstaff ain't there. Feel for Ben White. He's up to Mark and then Maxi later. Well, yeah, that is a good way of looking at it. Claire's here. Hope you're well, Claire. Afternoon, you beautiful Geordies. Away the lads. Rick Marola is in the house too. Oi, oi, come on the Toon. Dave Howe, I've had a punt on 3-1 for Newcastle to win. Come on, lads. I must have a little drink. So I'm very dry-throated. That's better. Sorry about that, folks. But a drink was definitely needed. Phoenix Pork Pie's in the house. Hi, Pork Pie. Today's the day. We win it. Sends out a statement of intent. Afternoon, the Toon Review family. Hope it's a good one, Billy. I hope it is too, mate. Toon gave a bit and a half on there saying they're going to lose. I'm not confident at all. Courtney Swift said, is it a bad idea that I'm drinking Prime while watching the match and say sponsor Arsenal? Yeah, KSI's an Arsenal fan, isn't he? Oh. I think he is anyway. So yes, it is a bad idea. Get on the Monster. Paul Sprague thinks 3-1 to us. Hope you're well. Robert down there in Malta. Good afternoon, Billy, and all the guys and girls of the Toon Review from Malta. Yep. Lee Francis, hope you're well, mate. Hi, Billy. And hello to you, Lee. Dean Stevenson says full power. Indeed. Level 7 Dave's in the house. Hope you're well, Dave. Hope you're well, mate. 3-1 to Newcastle. He says, excuse me. The Clon lad is also here. Afternoon all. How are the lads? Let's do this. KB from Belfast. Hope you're well, mate. A very wonderful afternoon. 2-0 to the Toon. How are the lads? Come on the Toon. Yeah, we'll buy a bit of that. Afternoon, Billy. 2-1 to the Toon today, methinks, says Dr. Octa. Fez is here also. Have a good one show today, Billy. Thumbs up. Yeah, indeed. How are the lads is patient. Dynamics Detailing's in the house. Best of luck today, Billy. How are the lads? Yeah, so I haven't spoken on too many defeats this season. Let's be honest, it's been a very, very good season. I've got to get rid of these bloody alerts because they're really cheesing me off. There seems to be no way of doing it, but I shall try. There's a Facebook user. I don't know who you are. Hi, all at TTR team and Billy. The two ladies I promoted and we have won the league. Brilliant news. Wherever you may be on Facebook. Laz Far H, 5-1 Newcastle. Well, that's very, very confident. Claire thinks 3-2 Martinez to score first. Jay Devlin says, good news for us is that's a tough league to get out of. You really can't slip up. It is brilliant news. We headed down there in New Zealand. Have a good one. Thanks, mate. I hope all is well in Kiwi land. Excuse me. Rick Moller thinks Murphy will score first. Well, I'll buy that. JT Dunk, afternoon, Billy and everyone. How are the lads? Ken Robinson. Hope you're well, Ken. Hi, Billy. Look forward to coming today. How are the lads? For me, Charlie got ears now. Let's crown the two of the Champions League. Very topical. Very topical. Rick Moller says Isaac hat trick too. Paul Tully, afternoon, Billy Mods and chat. Going to be a great game and great to see the Isaac and Wilson starting together. JW 209 NFC today. And then he says 2-0. AG says, want lads to win. Just a shame because don't want Man City to win the league, but hope we win, obviously. C.Dan Smith asked if how the lads are getting on. They've been promoted. They've won today 2-0 and as such are promoted to the, I'm not sure, it's not the Premier League, is it? It's the league below that, but second tier, isn't it? Which is great news. It'd be the championship, I guess. Ross says, strong line on that. Come on, Toon. Ladies are champions. Excuse me. Lasfer says, Wilson, Brace, Isaac, Bruno, Joe Linton, Erdegaard for the goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1. Yeah, that's his 5-1. Barbara over there in Ireland. Hope you're well, Barbara. Hope we must win games today. I think we will. Tuned in from the Canary Islands. Oh, you're not in Ireland. You're in the Canaries. God, you go abroad. You know, spend 6 weeks a week on holiday, 6 weeks a year on a holiday in Ireland. You'd be always abroad on holiday. Fair play to you. Hope you're enjoying it. Optimal Forager down there in Japan. Hope you're well. I do have a £5 super chat, and it's from Ian Fleming. Hi, Billy. Win today, and that is top 4 for me. I tend to agree with you, my friend. I tend to agree with you. Chris Irving, thanks for the £5 now, Ian. Really do appreciate that and your continued support of the channel. Chris Irving says our lasses have done it. They have indeed. We are 12 minutes from kickoff. And your CL League says keep her to go out of the game. I think we'll be fine. Yep, that's a fair point. Is Mrs. Toon Review in the house? I haven't seen a comment. She must be in the house somewhere because people are saying hello to her. But I can't see it. I can't see a comment from Susan. But hello, Susan, if you're on the chat. Because people are saying, hey, Susan. So I guess you must be. Ian Skinner's here. Afternoon to you, my friend. Andrew says, seeing the lineup, I've got a feeling that Eddie decided to go for the throat from the start. Yes, I think you're right. I think it's a quick start we need. Dean Stevenson says ASM can stay well clear. We don't need no more passengers. Very harsh, considering the way he was performing before he got injured. You never know. He might come on and do great again. Look, he did against Man City and Man United and West Ham and all of the brilliant games he played before his injury. Just look at his goal contributions for the year and the amount of games he's played. I think you'll be surprised. Ivani Granny says Newcastle women have won 2-0. We are champions. Do you play with Ivani Granny for the ladies' team? Well done, Class's promotion. Finally assured and more than well. Paul says we need Willicon for me winning his socks off with Big Joe helping to play up. Yep, I agree with that. At the moment, Eddie Howe has been interviewed by whoever's up the ground. I can't remember who it is. Charles has gone with me. ASM isn't a passenger at all yet. JPD says, afternoon, Billy and Toon of our family. Disappointed not to have Longstaff as the midfield is going to be the vital bat today. However, I have faith the lads 3-1 to the Toon. Pretty much how I feel. Yeah. I'm less confident than I would have been with Longstaff in the team, I've got to say. But who knows? Nail biter this one, says Paul. I think you're right. Michael Parks, pick up Billy. We're going to miss Sean Longstaff today, but a 3-1 Toon win. Lee's not bothered as long as we come away with 3 points. Hello, Stu. Hope you're well. Optimal Forager, no long time is a big miss. Who would have picked that statement a year ago? Exactly, yeah. It's ridiculous, isn't it, how far he's come in 12 months. I've got to try and get rid of this. This is really irritating me. Oh, well, it's not going to happen. I'll just have to let it go to the end. So about that. Concentrate on the stream now, on the match. There's the Lego man being interviewed, Mr. Arteta. There you go. MRAL, Mural, NUFC. Looking forward to this one, Billy. How are the lads? Congrats to the NUFC ladies. Onward and upwards. Yep, I think you'll see a bit of investment into that squad this year. In the past 24 meetings, Newcastle have had 14 managers, whereas Arsenal only had 3. It's an amazing statistic, that, isn't it? Amazing statistic. Graham Sidney's very nervous about today. Well, nothing you can do to control it, Graham. Just sit back and enjoy and hope you get the 3 points. And if we don't get the 3 points, there's always the next game to try and get 3 points from. We only need 7, and that'll get us Champions League football. The Lee thinks it'll be a tough test. Mark Stokoe's thinking 3-2 to the Toon. Bearded Monster, he believes it'll be 2-1 to Arsenal. I just think that'll nick it. Oh God, that is a bearded monster, isn't it? Anthony Antacid, oi Billy, how are you? You doing, body lad? As you bring in some good luck with your chatter today. Oi, man. Oi, mods. Oi, Black and White Army. Hopefully, mate. Hopefully. Pedro's here. Good afternoon, Billy Bob. Come on, the boys. 3-2, the boys. Lots of high-scoring games, but look of it. Been predicted. Truls saying hello to Rachel and Truls. Stewie's. Blaze says, away, lads. Let's get this. Let hand them a loss. Great lot today. Hope we can get it to the W. Martin Murray, good winning afternoon. We're 8 minutes away from the kickoff. There'll be no clock on screen. I will, as soon as the game kicks off, I'll tell you we're away, and I will be giving you time checks as often as I can during the game. But yeah, there's very little doubt that you'll be ahead of me because I'm watching it direct from the Sky. And if you're behind, I can't pause for you lot. So hopefully there'll be no spoilers today, but we shall see. Was Isak out last game we had at the Emirates? Yes, he was. He wasn't back yet, was he? Yeah. This is the first time he's played against them. So they're in for a bit of a surprise, I believe. They must have seen him on telly, obviously, but there you go. But we can do it, says Lee. Come on the Toon. Stu says he's never seen a Macum in Paris. Plaster Paris, not Paris. Excuse me a second. God says I'll get nervous every time Longstaff isn't playing. Well, we've seen the games when he hasn't played, haven't we? Who can forget Villa away? It was horrific, wasn't it? Max on the bench says Lecker Inc. Yeah, that's good news too. To win today, says Geordie Wayman, midfield full, all have to have 8 or above ratings. Well, if we win, they'll definitely be getting there. With our system of mark on this channel. Oh, dear me. But let's hope you're right. Paul King says, don't forget, guys, we're also playing against the officials in these last few games. No red card for Jota against Spurs. And a penalty that wasn't a penalty against Fulham to help Liverpool. I couldn't agree with you more. Ed Hunter says, looks like Howard's going for it from the start 2 years ago, lining up with 10 at the back, trying not to lose. What a time to be a mag. Yes, you're right. Daniel Bullock's in the house. Hope you're well, Daniel. Afternoon, come on, lads. We need to beat Arsenal today. Take Arsenal to school and destroy them. Kun Beatles here. Let's go, Billy. Andrew Patterson is also here. It'll be a great game today. Attacking them versus attacking team versus attacking team. Yeah, you're right. Will be a good game of football. This football match 4-1 to Newcastle. The players are in the tunnel. Ready to come out. Would-be Farmer says, how could have started Miggy or Gordon, held Isak back, correct? And he decided against that, so he had choices. Not really, because we've seen how Gordon performed the past couple of weeks. Disrupts the balance of the scene. He could have played Isak up front and played Miggy Gordon. Yes, he could have done that. But obviously, in the past week, first half didn't work. So that's the reason why he hasn't done that. We do have a new member, Chris Irvin's a new member. I don't know if that's a renewal or what, but welcome. And a super chat of 500 Japanese yen from Optimal Forager down there in Japan. Or crossover in Japan. And he just says, away the lads. Thank you very much, Optimal Forager, for that, and your continued support on these watch-alongs. Fantastic for that. Stu says, nice tuna win with a knees up brace. Players are out on the pitch now, and they're lining up now to get the flags are in full effect. Scarves are in full show. This looks like another fantastic atmosphere. It's in James Park, as every game has been this season. And it's all great, all ground round. They're doing that too. Fantastic atmosphere, fantastic show of love from the fans. Julie J's here. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Billy. Afternoon to you, Julie. James is also here. There's Pineda. And the Cayman's there. ADB says 1-0 would do. Ian A's here. Afternoon to you. Blaze says, what's everyone think of the reports? Name maybe someone the Toon goes after. Take a notice, mate. Don't think that's happening. Peter Dolan says Lascelles is out with a calf injury. He was kicked by a young cow. Hat-trick for Isaac says, can Beatles... Football Matters says, hope Longstaff is back soon. Yeah, well, so do I. As I say, greetings from the Cayman Islands. Ian says, ASM on the bench. Arsenal missing Saliba and Toon missing Longstaff. Both are integral to what the teams do. One goal, not greedy today. Afternoon, Julie J. Collins C, the Geordie historian. A scrappy 1-0 would do for me, Billy. Just makes it a bit iffy at the end, doesn't it? You know, nerves. Seen the short feature of Given at the training ground with Pope. Amazing, says Dean. Yeah, I enjoyed that also. Keith Sanders Hoyle, I feel good about this. Just need to keep Saka out. 3-1 to the Toon. Clarky697's here. I hope you're well. James says we win 2-0 with Wilson Trippier goals. A point wouldn't be a bad result, says Football Matters, but Newcastle will win this game. Lineups are being shown on telly now, so we're not far away from kickoff. We are a couple of minutes away. Last promoted, says ENA. Bruce Nichols has come on the Toon. Adventures on the way. Great win 3-2. Julie likes to line up. Sophie is in the house also. Afternoon to you. Let's smash Arsenal today. No spoilers. Absolutely no spoilers. Will not be tolerated. And as I say, if you want to chat in the chat, you need to be a subscriber to the channel. That's the only way you can chat and watch alongs these days is to become a subscriber. And any kind of hint of trollery or spoilers or anything like that, you'll be away. The mods will kick you straight out. No second chances. Hello, Football Matters. Hope you're well. Cameron says, would you consider a front three of AS and Wilson Isaac? Yeah, I guess they consider it. Why am I never at the home games? Because I live in Coventry. Too much for travel up. I can make some sort of also doing these watch-alongs for your benefit. Listen says, is Paul at St James's? Yes, he's also at home games. Both sets of fans mingling in the two. No hint of trouble. Brilliant. That's what we want to see. Gary Barry's here. Kick-off. We're not far away. 5-0 Toon. Very optimistic. Ken Murphy says 2-1. Cristiano NFC says, I'm going for 2-1. Smash the likes, people, says Football Matters. Level 7 Dave's never lost his sense of humour. 3-1 Willock hat-trick. Charles says a Botman 40-yard screamer. God, everyone's, the hurdles are being taken so far. So we're going to come out to chat in a minute. Sophie says 2-1. Michael's looking forward to the commentary. I hope you're well, Michael. Afternoon to John too. The hurdles are complete. And Baz Leng's here also. Anthony Short. Who else we've got that haven't been? Shamrock Balls is here. Hello to you. Guy Reevy, hello to you. Norvik, hello to you. Hello, Brian Scott. Kickoff's about to be taken. Hello, David Veach. Dave Bullman, hope you're well too. We'll come away from the chat now because we're about to kick off. And as soon as the game's kicked off, let's get the banner up. Let's get rid of that comment and let's get the banner up. There we go. And they're off, kicking straight back. It's gone to Ramsdale. Ramsdale has hoofed it down the pitch, looking for the left-hand side of Martinelli, winning the air by Fabian Schär. And Arsenal take control of it with Gabriel in the centre half position. Across he goes to Kirior. Kirior down here for Ben White, and he just slips it into Ødegaard. Ball inside for Saka. Now it's with Jorginho. He's shoved to the ground there. Advantage being played by the ref. It was a foul by Wilson, but Arsenal do have it with who we got on the far side. It's Zinchenko. Zinchenko slips it back to Gabriel, and Arsenal taking control of possession. Jorginho almost lost it. Ricochet came back to him off Wilson. Now it's with Gabriel. Ball then to Zinchenko. He has Martinelli ahead of him, been approached by Joe Linton. Martinelli skips back and plays it for Jorginho. Arsenal have had a minute on the clock and we haven't touched the ball yet. Head away then, share. Little flip there from Willock. Did really well. Ball to Wilson, now to Isak. Isak goes to Wilson, who's in front of him. Wilson's gone past. It's actually Willock. Wilson in the area. Cross comes in. Far post, second down. Murphy, he's in the post! Good grief! What a great start that would have been. Murphy did really well there. Take it down, take his time, played a great shot, and he hit the left-hand post. Brilliant effort. Newcastle have the ball again. It's with Botman. Now Share. Great play from Newcastle there. Great attacking play from Wilson, Isak, and Willock, who really did well there. Share again. Kieran Trippier. Inside for Joe Linton. Joe Linton has a man approaching him. Now he goes square to Bruno Guimaraes. Straight away his approach, he goes back to Fabian Schär. Fabian Schär looking for a long ball in the end, goes to Trippier. And Trippier plays it back to Pope. Great start up Newcastle, a minute on the clock. The first minute was all Arsenal. We hadn't touched the ball. Then a great attack involving Willock, Wilson and Isak. Terminated a cross from Willock to the far post where Murphy took it down. Cut inside, tried a shot and it hit the post. The ball fell off the back of Trippier's really advanced there, looking for a ball there, but it wasn't to be given to Wilson. It was cut out by Gabriel. Great challenge there from Joe Linton. Willock going for the middle. Willock flipped it to Isak. Deflected corner ball. Breathless first 2 minutes on the clock. Breathless. But the press from Newcastle was superb. That was Joe Linton that won the ball there. Willock went forward. He could have shot. He flipped it out to Isak. Good defending there from, I think it's Gabriel, to cut it out, and it's gone for corner. But this shot from Murphy. Bent it around Zinchenko. Oh, it's so close. It's hit the post. And once again, Murphy, he must hit the woodwork more than anyone in the Premier League. He's constantly doing it, isn't he? But anyway, it's corner to Newcastle, which Kieran Trippier will take. It'll be an in-swinger. We're nearly 3 minutes into the game, folks. Ødegaard's marking Isak. Here comes the ball now. It's a deep one, looking for the far post. And the header from, I think it was Joe Willock on the far post there, goes straight out of play. And it will be a goal kick to Arsenal. God, breathless 3 minutes. Already Newcastle have hit the post. Unbelievable. And a yard inside, it was 1-0. But the press from Newcastle has been the catalyst to all this. Joe Linton, Joe Willock getting in and pressing the ball. And Arsenal don't look like they know how to control that at the minute. But anyway, it's a goal kick to Arsenal, which Ramsdale's kicked long. Jesus against Schär. Schär wins easy. Little flip back from Wilson. Gone through return. It's Murphy going through return now. Gabriel gets there first. It's out for a throw to Newcastle. Look very dangerous when we go forward here, Newcastle. Throws, and it'll be thrown to Newcastle just short of the penalty area on that right-hand side, which Kieran Trippier will take. He's gone back to Fabian Schär. Schär will come square to Botman. Bit of pressure from Arsenal coming now. Botman plays to Burn. Burn takes it onto his left foot and plays down the line to no one in particular. That should fall into the arms of Ramsdale. Straight out of play. Lets it go. It'll be a goal kick to Arsenal. Foxy says, let's make a statement today. Willock to score against X Club. Have a good one. Cheers, mate. Paul's asking what this prime is. It's a drink that KSI and Logan Paul have kind of manufactured and are marketing it. And it's going for ridiculous. Well, it was at one point going for a ridiculous price. Anyway, long clearance from Ramsdale. Not taking the chance with the Newcastle press. Fabian Schär wins the header. Gabriel nods it down to Jorginho. Back to Gabriel. Now it's with Jorginho again. Now it's Kirior. No pressure coming from him yet. So he's going to go back to Jorginho. Over to the far side where Gabriel is. Now Zinchenko. Terrible touch from him. It's Martinelli, in fact. Trippier was up his backside. And he could only play it into the... terrible first touch there from Bruno. And he's lost out. and Gabriel has it in the centre half position. Now it's with Xhaka. No, Jorginho, sorry. Back to Gabriel, and then across to the far side for Zinchenko. Trying to instill a little bit of calm as the Arsenal player. Plays the ball across his centre back line to Kiwior. Nice play from Arsenal between Ødegaard and Kiwior. And now it's on this near side with Saka against Burn. Burn gets a foot in, plays it back. The referees give a free kick for that for some reason. Very odd choice. I thought Burn got a little bit of a touch on that. 5.5 minutes gone, folks. Still no goals. Been a very lively opening period to this game. 690 in the chat, and of course, if you want to make a chat in the comment in the chat section, you have to be a subscriber. That's the new law on the Toon review for watchalongs. We're fed up with spoilers and trollery on these occasions, so to make life easier for the mods and for us, it's subscription only, which you can do by clicking the subscribe button, of course. Ben White's taking a free kick. It's a long one, looking for the head of Jesus, but it's fallen to Share, and he's played down the line here for Joe Linton on the right-hand side. Ball down the line, looking for the running behind of Murphy. I don't think Murphy will get there, will he? It's Wilson, in fact, and Wilson does get there. Right in the corner D. Plays it off, tried to play it off Gabriel for corner. Didn't work. Gabriel was too cute for that. Will we get a corner for that? We do. We do get a corner. Jesus had come really deep there, and he just trapped it into the corner and from behind the line for corner kicks in Newcastle. So a bit of an error there from Jesus, and there was a little bit of pressure on him, but you wouldn't have expected him to do that. It's a corner, nearly 7 minutes on the clock. Kieran Tripp's going to take it. It'll be an outswinger from that right-hand side. Dan Burns there, Isak's there, Botman's there. It's gone short. Little 1-2. Trippier, edge of the box. Oh, it's blocked. Blocked. And it could be a penalty here. It's a penalty to Newcastle, I think. VAR will look at this. I think there's a handball in the box. I think we're going to get a penalty here. The referee's pointing to the spot. The Arsenal players are surrounding him. I think we may have a penalty here, folks. For handball, it's a shot from Bruno. Oh, that is handball. No doubt about it. That's going to be a penalty kick. And it's Kiwior, the Polish centre-half. That's definitely a penalty. Ref's blown for it. There'll be no clear and obvious mistake in that. And he's pointing to the spot. We're going to have a penalty here. VAR will look at it, but there's no way I know if that's clear and obvious. He has handballed the ball. His hand is away from his body. That's a penalty kick all day long. No way in God's earth will that get overturned. And if it does, there's something seriously wrong here. But I can't see it. Nearly 8 minutes in, it's definitely a penalty without any sort of a doubt. That's a penalty kick all day long. Hands away from the body. After it's hit his hand, he's curved it in. The shot from Bruno. They're looking for offsides now, which is ridiculous. It's nothing to do with offsides. They're trying to find a reason to disallow this penalty. Yeah, it's a penalty kick. It's got to be. The ref give it straight away, so it's got to be clear and obvious to overturn it. And he sent the referee to the screen here. Well, if they overturn this, you know what I'm going to say, folks. You know what I'm going to say. It's handball. So I'm showing him a still picture of it. You need to show him the full blast. There we go. It's away from his body. It's handball. It's a penalty. That's a penalty. Absolutely no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. And he's moved his arm into his body and he's handballed it. He's deliberately done that as well. That's a penalty kick. I don't know why VAR sent the referee to the screen. I think the referee blew for the penalty straight away. That's a penalty kick. You cannot change. You cannot overrule that. There's nothing clear and obvious about that. And the referee. I don't know if he's going to overturn this or not. We still don't know. He's overturned it. Well, that's just pathetic. I'm sorry, but that is scandalous. Absolutely scandalous. Absolutely fucking, excuse my language, scandalous. There is no way on God's earth that should be overturned. It's not clear and obvious. It took them 5 minutes to decide that. Outrageous. There is handball there. What he's done, he's handballed it. He's brought his hand into it as he's into his body as he's done it. It's definitely a penalty. Disgusting. And all these, people are saying about corruption with the FA. Point fixer there. That was a penalty. Disgusting. Can't believe what I'm seeing. I just can't believe what I'm seeing. It's killing the game. Outrageous. That's the worst one yet this season. We've seen some bad ones go against Newcastle United. That's the worst yet. By a country mile as well. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry, that is absolutely ridiculous. Arsenal have the ball now with Jorginho just inside the Newcastle half. Back he goes to Gabriel. They've got away with fucking murder there. I don't think blindness comes into it, Catherine. I think it's just corruption. I'm lost for words. Martinelli's running at Trippier, gone past him as well. Bit of cover there from Cher. Gets there too. Brilliant, Fabian Cher. Cher slips, clears the ball. For portraits though, and Newcastle have the ball back, although we've lost it straight away. Murphy lost out. But now Isak has it, just short of the centre circle. Inside Ødegaard's on his case, but he goes back to Sven Botman. Well played from Isak there. Doing the bread and butter bit of wing play. Bruno has it. He's been chased by Ødegaard also. He goes out for Trippier. A terrible first touch from Bruno. Loses out and Arsenal on the attack. Bruno's fouled the player there and I can't see who it is. It's Jesus. Poor play from Bruno. That lost the ball, then fouled Jesus 30 yards out. Terrible first touch. Lost out to Xhaka. Xhaka, and then Bruno pushed over Jesus. Poor play from Guimaraes Shah. Not what we're used to seeing with him. The first touch is horrific, and he's rugby tackled him. Jesus hasn't made a meal of it, mind. But for Bruno to get kind of outfoxed there by Xhaka is worrying. The first touch was wrong. I feel sick, folks. I really feel sick that we've been blatantly cheated there. Anyhow, it's a free kick to Arsenal. Ødegaard curves into the box looking for Arsenal head. Dan Burn gets his head to it. The ball is now with Saka, who's got a bit of space here. Bruno's gone to approach him. Cuts inside Bruno. Back he goes. Ben White, I believe, has it. No, it's not Ben White. It's Jorginho. Shot from distance from Ødegaard. Through the that's a goal. 30 yards out. And it's Ødegaard. Great finish. Great shot. Pope, and well, he couldn't see. He had that many players for it to go through. Ødegaard's daisy cutting it through. And it's a goal to Arsenal. Great finish, that, to be fair. It's a great shot. The Arsenal fans are in raptures. But, I'm still a bit down from that penalty. 1-0 Arsenal. Great finish from Ødegaard. Through a crowd of players. Pope couldn't see it. Going to see it better here. It's a long way out. It's a long way out indeed. He's 30 yards. Through Botman's legs, I think. Through Joe Linton's legs. It's going to come through now. It's gone through the legs of Dan Burn into the bottom corner. Yeah, it's a goal we shouldn't give away, really. I think it's Dan Burn's legs, is it? No, it's Botman's legs, straight to the bottom corner. Pope was unsighted, didn't get there, down to it. And it's 1-0 to Arsenal. <sighs> 14 on the clock, 1-0 to Arsenal. All came from Bruno's little bit of petulance when he lost the ball. That can't be forgotten. So we've got to come from behind here against the team in second place in the league. This isn't a great start for Newcastle, despite having a penalty in the first 5 minutes turned down, despite the referee giving it. One can't forget that Arsenal are still going for this championship. They're not far away. They're only a point behind Man City with a win here today, although Man City don't have a game in hand. Didn't it? It was a free kick to Newcastle, level with the penalty area that Sven Botman has left for Nick Pope to take. Have we had spoilers? Because if we have, then it's ridiculous. You know the rules. We're through here with Murphy. Murphy's cut inside, could have had a shot, didn't do it. Was robbed by Martinelli in his own their penalty area. Murphy's trying to win the ball back. Joe Linton wins it back. Brilliant. Ball inside for Murphy. Good play for this Newcastle. Cross comes across. It's too deep for everyone, and Arsenal can clear it. We're looking dangerous going forward. Header from Shared. Misses Trippier and goes out for throw-in. Right, Robert, you've played a spoiler. You're out. You're out. You're gone. See ya. No spoilers. Robert's been blocked, folks. So that's what happens. He's gone. Right. That's the rules. Robert Taylor did put a spoiler in, so I blocked him from commenting. Dan Burn with a throw in inside our half. Joe Linton's got a bit of choice. Does really well to get out of it, but he's got 4 men on him, and eventually he gets the ball took off him. Dan Burn sticks a foot and gets to Bruno. Now Botman and Costa share. 17 on the clock, folks. Still 1-1 to Arsenal. Ball over the top, which is overhit straight into the arms of Alan Ramsdale. And straight away on the attack. Cut out from Trippier, ball from Zinchenko. A Newcastle play through Bruno. Goes past 3 there, Bruno. Goes wide then to Jacob Murphy, who looks to be the danger man so far. Little triangle play with Trippier, Murphy, and Joe Linton. We'll come back to Joe Linton here. Got Bruno square of him. That's where he's going to come. And now down the bottom for Dan Burn, probably. No, it's going to go to Botman first. Here's Botman. We need to get Isak into the game, and we're not doing it. That's the problem. That's the problem with this system. Good ball inside for Wilson. Come deep for it. Then to Bruno. Bruno has a bit of pressure from Xhaka, but he gets out to Trippier. Trippier's cross first time. It comes off the head of Zinchenko. Goes behind for a corner. Which Kieran Trippier will take an outswinger. Of course, this is where the penalty came last time. All the big men are there. Here comes a corner. It's a good 1-2. Looking for the header, but Burn doesn't fall for him. Burn's terrible at heading the ball, I've got to say. Little shove in the back there on Willock from Martinelli, but Willock does brilliantly. Now the ball's on the right-hand side. I think it's Fabian Schär out there. Trying to take players on. Goes for a cross. It's not a bad one. Wilson at the far post knocks it back, looking for the head of, well, just a foul there by Joe Linton. Just barged into the back of, looks like Jorginho, and it'll be a free kick to Arsenal in their penalty area. Not going our way so far. Anyway, it'll be a free kick to Arsenal in their own penalty area. They can play from deep now, and they do. It's with the Kiwior back to Ramsdale. There's a bit of pressure from Wilson here. Wide it goes then to Gabriel, and then to Zinchenko, and there's pressure on. Zinchenko calmly plays it inside, but back it goes to Gabriel. Some pressure got to be on him now. There is, but he played out of it lovely. And it's with Martinelli, who volleys one over looking for Ødegaard. Good ball. Ødegaard's gone past, I think it's Dan Burn. He's trying to get back into position now. Ødegaard again, being poached to by Isak. Back it goes, though, to Kiwior. They have their goal. They're happy with that. Jorginho, lovely little pass inside for Odegaard, in behind, looking for the run of Martinelli, one-on-one. Good save from Pope with his feet. Not great, this Newcastle. I've got to say, the midfield are getting torn apart, which is what I expected. Is Odegaard gone inside too, trying to curve one, great save, Pope. Odegaard's winning the show at the minute. Odegaard really is winning the show. Corner to Arsenal. But great play from Odegaard, that. What a class player he is. And 2 great saves from Nick Pope. Nick Pope within, well, kind of 20 seconds of each other. Brilliant curving effort from Odegaard. Could go in the far corner. Nick Pope got down to his left and saved it. Great save. Anyway, will be a corner, which Martinelli's gone across the take. Gone short. Back he gets it now. Odegaard inside for Jorginho. Square inside for Zaku central. Might go from distance here. He does. Blocks. Might fall for last play. Doesn't. It's cleared from Kieran Trippier. Will be thrown for Arsenal halfway inside the Newcastle half. Being destroyed by Martin Odegaard here, folks. Zinchenko takes the throw back to Gabriel. All the way back to Kirill. And back to Alan Ramsdale. Bit of pressure coming on him now. Ramsdale floats one, looking for Zinchenko. Gets a little flick onto it. Martinelli, well, Trippier wins that. And now it's with Fabian Schär. Now Bruno Guimaraes back to Schär. Well, it's in between the two of them, and it's a foul there, surely. It is a foul on Trippier from Jesus. And Jesus trying to delay the kick-off. Now Odegaard's doing it. Trying to time waste there. Paul Tully says, lots of time left in the second half has been our time of late. It has, but we've got no changes to make this time, have we? Terrible free kick from Trippier. Cuts out from Ben White. And here come Arsenal. Great tackle, though. Brilliant tackle from Joe Willock. Oh, it's Isak, in fact, with the tackle. Isak wants the ball back. Burn gives it to... Well, that's terrible pass from Burn. And now Arsenal can go exactly where it came from with Saka. Botman's coming to approach him. Little swivel from Jesus. Looking for a touch in the box, but doesn't get one. And it has to come all the way back out again. Zinchenko. Arsenal playing very fluid at the minute. It's with Ben White. Back then to Jorginho. Then back to Kirill. And they're keeping the ball nicely. The pressure coming on from Newcastle now. Looking for the ball down the line for Zinchenko. All the way back it comes then to Gabriel. They look comfortable with the ball at the moment, Arsenal. It's going to be hard for us to win this game from here, I've got to say. They're looking very in control. And now the hits on the break. Now, great ball for the middle. Saka, one-on-one. Brilliant bit of football. Good save from Pope. Come off his chest. But cutting us open like a knife through butter there. We've not seen this for a while, actually. At St James's Park. Been superb from Arsenal since that bit of an iffy moment with the penalty. They've really come to the game. Schär's on the floor, injured. Which ain't great because we ain't got a centre half on the bench. I don't think. Schär's holding his shins. Brilliant from Pope here, though, to know the angles. Hits his shoulder and goes out for a massive rebound. Saka probably should have scored there one-on-one. But the way they manufactured that hit is actually his guns. It's a great save. They're in control of the game, Arsenal. So after the first 5 minutes, really, it's been all Arsenal. And Arteta's called his troops in. John Sinclair said we should be 2-3 in Arsenal. Antti said Arsenal are good, like I totally hate them. Sophie says, doesn't Martin Taylor support Arsenal? Don't know, not sure. Possibly. Simon May said, Gary Neville's commentary kissing Arsenal's backside. Well, I can't read that. Jay Devlin says they're a good side, man. We're going to have to ride some of these parts of the game. Yeah, we do. The problem I see, and I've saw with the lineup, is we have no alternative to this. We can bring Maxi on and maybe push Isaac for the middle, but apart from that, no real games. Maybe Miggy on the sidelines too. A couple of game changes on the bench. Anthony Gordon, of course, Share's okay to carry on, it looks like. He's walking off quite freely. I don't know what was wrong with him. Maybe just decided to go down to break the play up because Arsenal were dominant. I'm glad, by the sound of things, looking like I'm glad I can't hear the commentary. The Toon Army are very quiet, I have to say. I wonder if Saka will throw the ball back here because we did clear it for Share. Share's okay to come back on, and on he comes, and the ball is thrown back to Nick Pope in the Newcastle United goal. Ball is with Dan Burn, who looks like a cat on a hot tin roof with the ball at the minute. Little touch from Isaac takes him past the defender brilliantly. Isaac going with pace for the ball now. Cutting inside. Little ball inside. A bit over here. I don't think Wilson. He does get there, Wilson. Has to play it back. It's got Gabriel on him. And Gabriel wins the throwing off him, I think. That's brilliant bit of defending. Should be a Newcastle throw, an Arsenal throw that, because he did play it off Wilson, but he's given it to us, luckily. Throwing, it's taken by Burn into Wilson. Wilson with a bit of strength. Now Isaac. Got no one to cross it to. He's probably going to come all the way back here. He does to Botman. Botman goes square to Share. And he's probably going to go to the far side to trip it out. Comes back to Share. Dan Burn's level with him. He can give it to him if he wants. Or it can be a bit more progressive. He goes to Isaac. Little touch inside to Bruno. It's a lovely little one too. Bruno approaching. Good ball to Wilson. Wilson with the ball inside. Isaac! Oh, great save, Ramsdale. Great save, Ramsdale. Thought for a minute it snuck past him. But he's managed to get himself in the way of it. Great move from Newcastle. That's the best we've looked for a while. But it's a good save from Ramsdale. Isaac doesn't control it, but just managed to get it now. Got two men on him. It's Saka's a great play. He gets it back to Burn. I don't know how he did it. Past Saka. Cross comes in. It's too close to the keeper, that, and Ramsdale comes out and claims it easily. Lovely bit of play from Bruno and Isaac there. Then Wilson. It's Willock. Willock blasted it, but Ramsdale got down and it's his right boot that stops it from going. I thought he'd squirm past him for a minute. Unbelievable save. But better side from Newcastle and getting Isaac involved in the game. Anyway, Arsenal on the attack, they've got the advantage played there. There was a foul on Martinelli, yeah. Now it's with Ben White on his far side, on his near side, in the right flank for Arsenal as they go forward towards the Gallagher. Little chip inside ain't great, and now it's with Bruno Guimaraes as well. Now Joe Linton, and now to Sven Botman. No real forward pass there. A bit of pressure also. Arsenal haven't hardly given the ball away since they've scored. Now Bruno's got a man at his back, but he's done well to get away from it. He's played it inside for Murphy. Murphy's got the pace here. He went for a first-time cross. It's a good one. Oh, Ramsdale then just got there and got it away from Wilson. Brilliant goalkeeping from Ramsdale there. Well played, Murphy too. We are looking dangerous again, folks. That's one positive side. Can be give a foul there for push by Joe Linton on Saka. He's holding the back of his Achilles tendon. I don't think he even touched that. Ramsdale has come to the party the past 5 minutes with two brilliant saves, I've got to say. But brilliant for Murphy. I didn't know why he hit the ball so early, but then I realised Ramsdale was alive to it, and he came out and got his big paws on it before Wilson could knock it into a net. Good goalkeeper, that. "29 minutes on the clock. This first half has absolutely flown by. Free kick that Ramsdale will take for the foul on Saka. Deep one he goes, looking for Saka. In fact, Burn jumps in the air and beats, not surprisingly, Saka in the air. Phone's taken. His referee's told him to take it again from the wrong place. Ben White with a throw in. The side has to be clear. We've got to get the ball down this flank and attack Ben White because he ain't the greatest on the right back. He's taking the throw in now. Jesus with some great centre forward play holding it up. Gets a corner off Botman. Well played from Jesus. He's a good player. Very good player. Very good signing. Corner to Arsenal. Nearly half an hour gone. We will have Alex join us at half time for his views of the first half. Corner kick for Arsenal, two of them there. Ødegaard and Saka, they're two best players, and Saka's giving the ball away. Oh, brilliant play from it. We're not getting a free kick for that. He just trips it. Willock's has been tripped by Saka, and the ref didn't see it, and he gave them a throw-in. Willock's playing quite well, actually, his first half, I've got to say. Willock's the bright spark. Oh, I think he trips himself up, to be fair. Anyway, Arsenal have the ball. Little volley touch in there, but Botman takes it down and clears it, looking for Wilson. Falls for Kiwior. Eventually, here he is, Kiwior now. Inside there for Jorginho. Bit of a rush pass back. This is probably going to go all the way back to the keeper, I think. Kiwior running in field and looks at the ball for Gabriel. Looks quite composed on the ball as that young Polish centre-half, I've got to say. Great pressure from Trippier, wins it back. Now it's with Bruno. Little ball inside, looking for Wilson. It's too heavy for him. Arsenal can clear it with Ramsdale, and it does go away now. All the way down the centre of the pitch, it's with Sven Botman. Might be Fabian Schär actually on this left-hand side of the centre half. Botman's gone on the other side now. Just for a second. Now it's with Joe Linton. Look for the ball. That's a great ball too. Just quite couldn't get it under control, and Ramsdale comes out and picks it up frustratingly. Good ball to Wilson. That just couldn't take it in his stride. And Ramsdale was alert to the danger. And he bowls it out to Xhaka. Again, the pressure's in. But they get through with it. There's two of the Arsenal players down. There's going to be a foul there, but it's a fair player. There's an Arsenal player down injured. We're not kicking the ball out, though. Murphy with a bit of skill there. And Arsenal can counter-attack now. 3 against... Well, we need to get back here. It's Martinelli against Schär. Cuts inside. Martin, a little back flick. Joe Linton did brilliant to get back. Clearance ain't great, though. Trippier can win it now. There's a foul of Trippier in the box there. And we'll get a free kick for that. Arsenal complain about not kicking the ball out for an injured player. When they win it back, they didn't do it either, and they carried on. And then the play got up. Strange that, isn't it? But it was a good counter-attack. Martinelli went for a bit of back flip, but luckily enough, Joe Linton had tracked back, and with a good bit of defensive play, cuts it out, and it culminated in a foul from Jesus on Trippier. The player's down is I think it's Granit Xhaka. He's been comforted by his Swiss teammate, and in fact, Fabian Schär pulls him up. In fact, it was Schär. Oh, dear me. Went a bit over the top. It's a bad one, actually, Schär. He went very late. Went on the back of Jesus. He didn't really touch him, though, to be fair. Nothing in that for me. Anyway, Newcastle have the ball with Sven Botman. Just on the edge of the area. Got nowhere to go. So it comes down to Burn, who's going to get pressure from Saka. No Willock. And back it goes then. Did well to get out of that, Newcastle. Botman over to Trippier. Schär, sorry. Trippier's further up the pitch, of course. Here's Joe Linton, who's very deep. Floaty ball across for Willock. He has Isaac in front of him. Tries to set the play on and just kicks it into touch. Should just play the ball to Isaac. Bit greedy that from Willock and lost the ball. Ben White with the throw for Arsenal. 34 almost on the clock. In the end, he goes back to Ødegaard, who slips it back to Kiwior, and then goes for returning, receive it too. Just short of the centre circle, goes wide for Alexander Zinchenko. Zinchenko has it wide left side, cutting inside, looking for Martinelli, and eventually, is that Martinelli out there? No, it's not, is it? It's Xhaka, who's come back on the pitch. Now Kiwior into Ødegaard, and then wide to Ben White. Ball forward for Saka, who's not been in the game as much as everyone else expects him to be. Ødegaard's been the man who's controlled the game. He's been brilliant. Now it's Jorginho. Little flick there. Look for Jesus. Burn cuts it out. Willock plays it to Fabian Schär with a nice pass. Fabian Schär looking for a pass. Goes for Trippier square. He's got Martinelli about to challenge him for the ball, but he goes back to Nick Pope in the Newcastle goal. No pressure on him, though. And he goes to Sven Botman. Botman to Schär. Bit of pressure on Schär, but he does well to get away from it. His ball's under hit, though. And Arsenal do catch out, but Wilson does brilliantly. And now Newcastle can counter 4v4. And it's Joe Linton making the strides forward, can go wide if he wants to Murphy. He does. Murphy against Zinchenko. Cross comes in, looking for a Newcastle head. Joe Linton's up there. No foul there. The ref's going to give one. No, he doesn't. Plays on. And it's cleared. Ball didn't fall for us there. Trippier did well to take it down and play it back to Share. Now Botman in the centre circle in the Arsenal half. Murphy against Zinchenko is an avenue for us to go down too. Also, he's got the beating of him down that right flank. Trippier goes to Murphy. Little ball inside for Joe Linton. Foul on Joe Linton. Foul by Xhaka. Xhaka doesn't like that decision and then tells referee in no certain terms. But Newcastle get a free kick. To me, that's a free kick on the goal. Obviously, 9 times out of 10, that's a free kick again for a foul on the goalkeeper. The ref didn't give it on that occasion. Anyway, it's a free kick in Newcastle, wide on the right flank. The usual perpetrator of these, of course, is Kieran Trippier. He's out there now. We're looking for a Newcastle head here. Arsenal have camped the line on the edge of the penalty area. They're trying to push Burn to an offside position. all the big men are there. Burn, Botman, Share. I can see Isaac. I can see Joe Linton. And a solid line of 7 Arsenal players. Live with them. Be careful not to go offside here. We're not very good at these generally. And now it's whipped in, looking for a Newcastle head, and it's not cleared the first man. Trippier just get it back and plays it back to Murphy here. We'll come to Burn. Burn has it now. Being a bit pressure on Burn. Got no one down the line for him. It's ridiculous. He's got no one down the line, and Burn's got to go all the way back to Pope. And it was a dangerous pass too because Saka was chasing it. Pope cleared it through Saka's legs, it looked like. Terrible clearance, but he got away with it. Burn down the line, looking for a runner. Wilson's a game winner, but he's not going to get there before Kirill. Kirill plays it back to Aaron Ramsdale very calmly indeed. He goes to Gabriel. There's pressure on Gabriel from Murphy, but they beat the press nicely. Zinchenko will come back to Gabriel. They're very calm in possession here, Arsenal. It's gone off the foot of Murphy for a throw into Arsenal. Excellent game of football. This one, I'm sure it was so lucky from Pope. A terrible clearance. Clipped Saka's heel, in fact. Zinchenko has it in the left back position for Arsenal. Goes inside for Granit Xhaka. Pressure from Joe Linton's fouled in. It's Jorginho, in fact. Very keen now. Too over keen, in fact. Too overzealous in the challenge, and he give away a free kick on the corner of the Arsenal penalty area. 38 on the clock. Kirill, who's been very good this first half, very calm. Now to Ben White. Ball forward for Saka. Burns right up his backside. Forced him to go backwards to Ben White again. Then back to Kirill. And now to Aaron Ramsdale. And now they're playing around with 5 in the middle of the park. They've got in the penalty area. They're getting away with it. And they've escaped it quite nicely. Saka has it now with his back to goal. Good tackle from Burn. Willock. Now Bruno. Now Joe Linton. Back to Bruno. A little bit of play from Newcastle in the Arsenal half now. Wide it goes to Trippier. Trippier has Martinelli in front of him. He's got Murphy inside. Goes inside there for Joe Linton. Joe Linton trying to get across. There's brilliantly Joe Linton. Great tackle though in the end from Xhaka. Will be a corner kick to Newcastle. But good play from Newcastle and good defended. I think it was Jorginho again. It might have been Jorginho. No, it was Xhaka this time. And he's hurt himself in the process. 39 on the clock, corner to Newcastle. These have been quite fruitful today. The deliveries have been good. And it comes, it'll be an outswing out. It's a really deep one above everybody. That's way over here. And in fact, Jesus can break with it. And he's fouled by Dan Burn there. Ridiculous foul. Going nowhere. No room. And that'll be a free kick to Arsenal. On the flank. Had nowhere to go there. It was a silly foul to give away. And Arsenal could kill the momentum that Newcastle had for that brief moment of time. Ben White with a free kick, just chipped down the line, and Dan Burn wins it, and it'll be a Newcastle throw-in. Off the back of the head of Jesus, and Dan Burn will take the throw-in. Long throw to Joe Linton, who doesn't take it down. And it's Odegaard going for the goal from distance, edge of the area, wide it goes to Martinelli. Wide, luckily. Played ourselves in trouble there. Joe Linton lost the ball. Arsenal are like swarms over him and brilliantly won back there by Odegaard, who's been fucking superb first half. Ball for Martinelli, he went for, well, he was in between the cross and the shot and it went wide. It weren't great for Gabriel Martinelli, that. Looking for the far post. And we don't get clear our lines properly. Saka has it inside to Jesus. Good tackle out from Botman. That's a foul from Jesus on Botman. And it'll be a free kick to Newcastle. Well played from Sven Botman. Lydon flagged that one. Took his heels. Foul there too. If we have to give it, or he has given it, on Jacob Murphy by Granit Xhaka. And it'll be a free kick to Newcastle just short of the halfway line. 41 on the clock. Still 1-0 to Arsenal. Arsenal with a very high line. Floating Trippier, trying to find a Newcastle head. Finds no one but Arsenal head there. Don't know who it was. It might have been Ben White. Little play from Willock and Isak, and over the top there from Saka. Now it's with Isak anyway. Now Botman. And now Bruno, industrious Bruno, floats it, squares it actually to Share. With the outside of his foot, past Jesus. He'll come square for Sven Botman, and then down to Dan Burn. Isak is a brilliant way to get turned. He's going against Ben White here, and Saka's come to help him. Now he'll have to come back in the end because he's got nowhere to go. No help, no support. And Burn goes to Share, to Botman. And now it's with Trippier. Share. Trippier in the middle of the park. Ball through there with Bruno's first touch ain't great, but he just wins the ball and loses it with a bad pass. Bruno's been poor this first half. Got to say, Saka through the centre circle, wide for Martinelli, and Arsenal on the counter here. There's an Arsenal player gone down for some reason. Might be Saka. But anyway, Arsenal do have the ball. We'll maintain possession. And Zinchenko kicks it out. It's Saka that's gone down. Holding the heel of his foot. Don't know what happened. Let's have a look here. Did Bruno deliberately do this? No, it's just caught his foot in his stride. It wasn't deliberate, but he's caught Xhaka's Achilles tendon there. Nothing deliberate in it. And Gabriel's trying to create an argument. And Jesus calming it down. Gabriel's managed to get Joe Linton's back up there. Gabriel Jesus is calming him down. Gabriel's job's done there. He's really raised the hackles on Joe Linton. But they're making up now, which is nice to see. And everything's calm. Saka's okay, I think. Will be a Newcastle throw, but I think we're going to throw it back to him because it was a kicked out of play from, I think it was Xhaka. So Saka could get treatment. Keep it nice in the chat, guys. Please. Ball's back with Aaron Ramsdale anyway. We're nearly at the 45-minute stage. Saka looks okay. Long clearance from Aaron Ramsdale. One in the air from Jesus. Sven Botman knocks it back to Nick Pope. And he rolls it to Sven Botman. No pressure on Sven Botman here. And he can go wide, I think. No, he's coming the other way. Bit indecisive here, Sven Botman. And so he goes through the middle. That's a good pass too. And Murphy has it. Floats it wide for Trippier. Good play that from Newcastle. Good ball too from Trippier. Murphy in behind here. Murphy's ball back's terrible. It's too deep for everybody. and Arsenal can come away with it. And there's a danger by Ødegaard with the first time pass, which Jesus didn't read properly. Shared as cut it out. 5 minutes of added time, folks. Most of this will be the VAR check. Under hit pass from Botman almost, but Pope will clear it down the middle, and there it goes straight to an Arsenal player. It's a nice bit of play that actually. Joe Linton wins it back and loses it again. Wilson tries to get into it, and this might fall for Willock in the end. It does. Here's Willock now. Get it into control, Joe. Get another line on Alex. Willock has it. Goes wide to Isak. 3 men stopping him from running anywhere. He's going no. He's not going to keep that in play. Isak's been very, 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 very isolated on his far side. This system doesn't work for me in a full match, and I've said this all along. Okay, when you're behind gambling, we're behind now, and to be honest with you, they're managing Isak very, very well. Very, very well. Long throw from Ben White, flicked on from Jesus. Byrne gets in and nods it out for a throw into Arsenal. Botman, in fact. Throw into Arsenal just inside the Newcastle half, which Ben White will take eventually. And he goes long down the line. Saka has it. Bruno steps in nicely. Don't be too clever there, Bruno. You got back and goes to Pope. Did really well, in fact. Now wide for Trippier, and we can advance this down the right flank. Murphy needs to get on his bike and get down that right flank now, and he's not doing it. And in fact, it's cut out well from from Jesus. Fantastic defensive work from the centre forward from Arsenal to get back and block that. Eddie Howe's going to have to earn his corner in this half-time chat, I tell you, because he's been, outmanoeuvred here, I would say, from Arteta. That's a yellow card, or should be. Ødegaard on Bruno. Just hacked him down. Ref's ignoring it and just have a free kick with 2.5 minutes through the 5 of added time. Trippier will take this free kick and it's central this time. Hard to get any angle off this, so I don't know how he can do this. There he goes. Floats it in. It's too deep. I think the reason Newcastle head gets onto it, but it's straight into the arms of Ramsdale. It was Fabian Schär that got to it. Might have been a bit of a shove on him there as well. No, there wasn't. Well defended in the end. And Fabian Schär's head could only go one place. And I think Gabriel's down injured. It's not Gabriel, it's Xhaka again. And Wilson's winding Xhaka up now, and now Gabriel gets involved. Xhaka's down injured. Wilson's telling him to get up, and then Ramsdale's ushering Wilson away. I think the aim here is to get Xhaka wound up, just like Gabriel did with Joe Linton a few minutes back. Yeah, it's gone through Botman's legs. There's no way Pope can see that till late. He can guess where it's going, but it didn't go in the corner. And I think he'll be slightly disappointed he didn't get to it, despite him being unsighted somewhat. I think he could have guessed, Anyway, Xhaka's going to have to go off for the minute, to the sidelines before we can come back on again, which is the rules, of course. And Trippier throws it back to Ramsdale. Throws it back, and it's gone out for a throw in deep in the corner where Arsenal were. And Arsenal kicking off about that. Zinchenko will take this throw. What are Arsenal kicking off for? we threw the ball to our player and then kicked out of play where the ball was. Obviously, they're worried about us pressurising the ball now. And Xhaka and Wilson are going at it again. Trippier and Jesus are having words. It's not very friendly at the moment. The 5 minutes are up. We've not played for the past 2 of them. Referee gets in between the 2 of them. Shea gets between them. Jesus. Well, it's got a bit feisty now. Maybe this is what we needed. And there's been a free kick there. Free kick to Arsenal. Jesus went down like a sack of spuds. Trippier might have pulled him down. They're still going at it. M2. Oh, dear me. 51 on the clock. So we're over the time, but we haven't played for the past 3 minutes, to be perfectly honest. They're trying to get Xhaka one. Not very nice at the minute, this. And Newcastle have lost the ball in their own area. Martinelli squares it. Should be 2. It will be 2. Oh, great save, Pope. Brilliant save, Pope. Almost 2-0. It probably should have been 2-0, but for the fantastic alertness of Nick Pope there. I think that's the half-time whistle. And Nick Pope's kept in the game there with that save. It was Ødegaard again. Pope's feet saved the day there. Fantastic. And, yeah, could have been 2-0. Wow. Both ends the half, but it got a bit feisty at the end there. We'll take the banner off. I think Alex is going to join us for some half-time chat. We'll do a few chats. Had 4 minutes here. Was that on the field? Well, Pope is class today. In fact, you're right. Apart from the goal itself, he's been brilliant. Lucy Marie Gamer Girl, our team talk will benefit Newcastle more. Yeah, half-time's come at the wrong time there. Nick Pope is fantastic. Thank God for Pope. Ken says, we are giving the ball away too easily and too often, and Bruno not having his best game. No, you're right. I agree. Yeah, Pope kept us in the game right at the end there with a fantastic save. Just waiting for Stato to join us. Let's get this comment off. What we have got is Jack. Jack's joining us. Let's get this banner off for a second. Let's hide that and let's get Jack in. Thoughts, Jack?
They've really been annoying me, Arsenal. They've really been annoying me. But the reason they have been annoying me is because they've been trying every trick in the book to slow us down, take the sting out of the game. And I'm really, really glad that halftime whistle went because we lost our heads. Trippier was arguing with Jesus. Xhaka was arguing with Wilson. It was all kicking off.
What are you talking about, Jack?
And we lost our heads at right at the end, and then we nearly got
absolutely not
conceded.
Complete and utter nonsense. I'm going to cut you off because that is bullshit of the highest degree. Chris Kavanagh has completely lost control of this game. It started about half an hour in. He wasn't calling fouls. He was letting certain fouls go. He wasn't paying attention to free kicks, free kick location, timing, time wasting, throw-ins, all of it. He's not paying attention to any part of the game as an official, and it's resulted in players getting leery, bad tackles coming in, somebody's going to get hurt, and it is disgraceful. He needs to be removed from this game. Like, the goal was fine. The goal wasn't because of bad officiating. It was a good goal from Arsenal. Well done. We messed up. They deserve to be in front. We're unlucky we've not scored, but the officiating has been atrocious, and I'm not going to blame any lad for losing their head. No chance. This is a competitive environment. You have to stand up to them. You have to be a winner in that situation. You have to show what you're made of. You cannot just back down. And they've done brilliantly. And Chris Kavanagh is a disgrace. Should be removed from officiating for the remainder of the season, as far as I'm concerned. Disgraceful.
Let's go back to the first kind of episode of the first half, which was that penalty. Any reason to overturn that, guys? Stato.
Yeah, because it hit his thigh.
Did it?
But well, it's a little bit annoying because there were 3 or 4 angles that made it look different, and they only showed Chris Kavanagh the angle that looked most like it hit the thigh first, which I thought was a little bit frustrating that they only picked that shot. But I think it probably hit his thigh first. I just feel a little bit hard done by that. I think if it was any other Big Six club, they probably would have got it. But there have been some people said it was probably the right decision. I think you're right. Probably was the right decision. It's just annoying that we never get these lucky things go our way. It's always the other clubs.
Jack, do you think it was a penalty at first? Well, I still think it was. I'll be honest with you.
Well, from the way the camera zooms in and the amount of players who are calling for a handball, yes, of course I called for a handball. And when I saw Chris Kavanagh say penalty, yes, I was like, yes, get in. And when they show the replay, his arm was in an unnatural position right here. But it did come off his thigh and then onto his arm. I mean, you can see with his shorts showing the swimming shorts, whether they wear underneath. I was angry at when he overturned it. Of course, I'm a Newcastle fan. I want a penalty, but I do think he should have overturned it because
was it clear and obvious? That's the point. Was it clear and obvious?
Was it clear and obvious?
Because it had to be, because he gave the penalty at first off.
It's just not that. It's the amount of time they took to check it. I mean, they took ages, and that took the sting out of the game as well. We were really, really up in that game. First 10 minutes, we were really, really going for it, going for the guts, going for the throat, and then that VAR check slowed it down a little bit more. But to show that he had to go to the monitor as well, I don't know about that one.
I'd agree with that, though. I'd agree that it wasn't clear and obvious. So, again, how long it is needed before you can come to that conclusion? And his original decision was penalty. So it's taken a long... And I think the 5 minutes added on was not enough. There was considerably more time wasted than that in the first half, plus the VAR check. Just everything to suit Arsenal.
Isak on that left hasn't worked, has it?
No.
I mean, it's worked in parts, but we're not getting him into the kind of areas we'd like to. They're very aware of how dangerous he is. And, it worked a little bit more in the first 15, 20 minutes where Willock, because it was normally Willock was getting the space because they packed on to Isak. Willock was getting a bit of a free run. That's how he inevitably got through with that shot that I think he really should have scored. But again, it's just the lack of Longstaff, really. It's one of the reasons why that first goal came. Again, I think having Dan Burn in the side is a big reason we conceded that goal. And I'll explain that. It's purely because when the ball came back out, we had no left back to go and close down anything because Dan Burn's the big guy. He stays central in the box to obviously negate any incoming crosses. So we had nobody closed down. I'm seeing it right now. So it was Saka with an overlap from Ben White. He goes back central. And then ultimately, that's where the goal comes from because we had nobody closing down that left side. And it's purely because we keep Dan Burn central because of his height. Well, I'd rather just have a proper left back and have our centre backs be the big people doing that because it's just obviously we've conceded because of something like that tactically.
Right, you two get on with it. Well, I'll go and get a quick drink and a quick visit to the laboratorial place. Jack, take over for a couple of minutes.
Yep. But can I just say, we are not out of this game. Although we're 1-0 down, we are so not out of this game. I mean, the start we had in the first half was brilliant. I think we need to do that second half. Arsenal will definitely try it, come out second half. The officiating's poor, like Alex said. The officiating needs to be better. Take him off. Bring Anthony Taylor on because he's full official. Bring him on because it's a joke, like Alex said. But I think second half we need to start quicker. We need to start going for their throats, and then we need to take our chances when they come. I mean, Ramsdale's a top keeper. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat. But how good has Nick Pope been, Alex? He's been tremendous for this series.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of us were critical with the goal that we conceded that maybe Pope could have done better. But then he's instantly made up for it with 3 or 4 top class saves. Because if we had a poor keeper in goal, if we had well, I'm not going to name any names, but if we had a different keeper in goal, we could be 3 or 4 down. He's been absolutely incredible. And Ramsdale equally has been good, but they have had a few good refereeing calls. I think the referees had a couple of, like with Ramsdale, there's been a couple of comings togethers, however you say that. And he's allowed play to continue because, goalkeepers shouldn't have special treatment. They are just a player like all others, and you're both allowed to contest a ball in the air. And nothing came of it either. So, but yeah.
John says here, goal was Bruno's fault. He gave a stupid free kick away before it all started.
He did. That is true. I think this is a perfect example of I mean, Sanjay's tweeted this as well, and I completely agree with him. That I think a proper number 6 is exactly what we need in this kind of game. Although Willock has his place in this team with his runs, he is a brilliant player, Joe Willock. But you can see that Bruno and Joe Linton have been caught deep a couple of times. And if they were playing as 8s and we had a proper number 6, that wouldn't have happened either of those instances, really. This is a game where we could do with that. And obviously Arsenal have got that luxury in that they can rotate between Partey and Jorginho and they can have a sitter. And it's working really well. Whenever we try and get that last pass, it's being blocked because they've got that natural, they've got that natural person. We could do with a number 6 in the summer. We really could.
Do we think Murphy needs to come off? Because I've just seen the comments saying Murphy needs to come off.
I don't think he's done anything wrong. He's beating his man most of the time and trying to get the ball into the area. So it's not worked, but I don't think he's done anything wrong. I think he's been trying to offer service. I mean, I don't know if you disagree with that, Billy, but maybe make a different option.
I think Murphy's got the measure of Zinchenko without any shadow of a doubt. His final ball sometimes ain't great, but I mean, he should have scored, shouldn't he? Let's be honest.
Oh, left-footed curler, so unlucky not to score.
Yeah. So would we make any change at half time? Do you think there's any chance we will make changes? Because we're kind of in full attack mode at the moment. We need goals.
Yeah, I think we will come out second half and start really fast. I think we'll bring it to him second half. Oh, obviously, Arsenal will try and stop us from doing that, but I wouldn't bring Maxi on because Max is, he's fit enough to make the bench, but I don't think he's fit enough to play full 45 going to the throats. But I don't think we will make any changes.
No, I don't think we'll make any changes, but not immediately. However, I do think we're a team that grows into the second half. We normally have a better second half. I think Arsenal will have had a more difficult time physically compared to us. I think possession was pretty even, but I think they will have struggled at the pace. They're not used to playing games at that pace and intensity all the time. They're used to controlling stuff 9 times out of 10, so they won't enjoy playing a game like that. It's what we discussed in the preview. We were dominating when we wanted to dominate it, and a lot of issues have been created ourselves through silly fouls or just losing the ball, just a lack of focus. So I think if we can eliminate some of those mistakes and just continue creating the chances we're creating, we will score 1 or 2 goals. We just need to make sure we cut out the mistakes. Maybe the substitutions will make a difference. Again, I can see this being a game where we get some subs on sort of somewhere between 55 and 65 minutes seems to be Eddie Howe's sweet spot. And then maybe an additional one later on in the game. Obviously, we've got Wilson and Isak on at the same time. So the subs are going to be a little bit different today when they arrive.
And he's expected one of them two to play 90 minutes, clearly.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's probably, if I had to take a guess, Wilson will come off. And Isak will be moved centrally, and then he'll bring on somebody to play on that left side, whether it's Maxi or Miggy or what do we call it? Maxi, Miggy, or who's the other one? Gordon, that's the one. And then he'll rotate wingers around as he sees fit. I think Isak's more likely to get the nod to stay on, but we'll see.
Jack, do you think we'll make any changes sooner rather than later? You don't?
Not start second half. I think we'll start making changes around 65, 60, somewhere around there.
We're still in the game. Don't forget that. We can still get a couple of goals.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
But
100%.
Arsenal aren't the shrinking violets they were last season. Let's be honest.
I mean, facing the Gallagate second half, we've got something to fight for. This is by far never over. If it goes to 3-0 Arsenal, yeah, I'd say it's over. But it's 1-0. We're facing the Gallagate second half. We've got something to fight for. We are not down and out. We are coming back into this game.
I think regardless of the final score, I think this proves we're ready for the Champions League. We're not ready to obviously go far in a competition of that magnitude, but I think we're at least good enough to be in a group stage and not embarrass the country in the league. I think we've shown we're decent enough. We've put up really good fights against the best teams in this division this year. And I'm proud of the lads, considering in the first 20 to 30 minutes against Arsenal at the beginning of the season, we had to adapt and we couldn't match them technically or physically. We've grown so much over the course of the season that we can now. And it's great to see because they don't like it because we've evolved so much over the course of a season. I just hope we can keep pushing to get the win.
Okie dokie. Right, so we're about to kick off the second half, guys. Do you want to join us after the game for a brief 5 minutes or 10 minutes after the game? Let's hope we can get a goal back and let's win this game, eh?
Come on. How are lads?
See you, folks. See you at full time. So that was Alex and Jack there to join us in with a halftime talk and how we're going to get through and how we're going to get back into this game. It's something we need to do. Fuggy enjoyed that. Fuggy says, I've lost it. He said, no, great analysis, Alex, but I can't find the comment. I was about to put it on. Colton says, we're still in this game. Isaac will come good, says sensible Monica. We needs to. The press disappeared after the first. It did, didn't it? Once that VAR went against us and then they scored virtually not long afterwards. There you go. That's the comment I was looking for. Vic says we definitely need a 6. I agree. Amazing how Newcastle are criticised for slowing up the game. You don't hear anything like that from the non-Northern press about Arsenal doing it. Low Key says we're on the up. You're better than you were last year, Low Key. Absolutely. We're playing well, but at the end was worrying. It was they cut through us when they've wanted to. Let's be honest. When they've wanted to, they've cut through us like a knife through butter, which is concerning. The absence of Longstaff is the key to all of that. I've got to tell you. But they're a very good side. Brian says, I love a heated game, but this could get silly. Yeah, started off with Gabriel winding up Joe Linton, didn't it? And they sorted it out. And then Wilson responded in kind on Xhaka. And then Xhaka couldn't get calmed down, could he? And then everyone went mental. It was and it worked in their favour because they almost scored and probably should have scored Ødegaard. Anyhow, teams are out for the second half. We'll come down the bottom for some more comments. Rich says, burn off, target on, sloppy in centre midfield. We're still in it. We are. So let's get the banner back up, which says an unfortunate score of Newcastle 0, Arsenal 1. And second half is not far off kicking off. Newcastle, of course, kicking towards the Gallagher the second half. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Because the first half, at times, was okay. At times, it wasn't. But we have competed. And it's 3 points we need, isn't it? Let's be honest. We need the 3 points. I find it strange that a game involving third and second, with Man United sitting below us. Anyway, we've kicked off the second half. Isak's gone all the way back to Cher. Now it's Bruno in the centre circle. And now it's with Isak. Murphy on the right flank here. Back it goes to Trippier. Ball through there for Joe Linton. Good touch from him. He's gone for the return over the top of Zinchenko. Zinchenko got a foot on it and got lucky, really. And played a nice ball there to Ødegaard. He got really lucky there. But Burns should intercept that and does, but it falls for, but it's won by Joe Linton, sorry. Wish he got a different hair colour. Willock inside for Wilson. Bit of jostling there with secured as well. Bruno flicks it back with his head. Jesus steps in as well. Playing deep, Jesus. Back to Ben White it goes. Now Saka has it. And he plays it all the way back to Kirill. And now Gabriel edged the penalty area for Arsenal. And they've killed the momentum of that move. And now they're on the attack themselves with Granit Xhaka. Just approaching the halfway line across it now. Wide it goes to Martinelli, who'll go up against Trippier. Comes back. They've got the lead. They can play on time if they want. It's with Gabriel. Zinchenko has it. Ball over there for Ødegaard. Now wide for Bukayo Saka. Going round, Dan Burn sticking with him nicely, keeps it back. Willock steps in and plays it back to Botman. Now Bruno, first time pass. Isak down the left back area. It'll be a throw into Newcastle. Which Dan Burn will take. Will be a throw in now to Newcastle. Down the line, it's gone. Foot in. And Kirill has been very solid today. Kirill. Jesus with his back to goal. Botman at his back. Tried a little 1-2. The ball's in the air in the penalty area. Bruno Guimaraes clears it. Is that a foul? No, it isn't. Arsenal do reclaim the possession now with Ødegaard. Ødegaard wide then to Ben White, who's very, very advanced. Should fall to poke this and does do. And he's looking for a quick ball out, and he's not going to get one. Though with Ben White in our penalty area, there should have been space up that left flank, but there wasn't. He's come to Fabian Cher. Cher going forward, wide to Trippier. down the line, looking for the run of Murphy. It's a great pass from Trippier, that, and Murphy's in. One-on-one with Zinchenko here. He's beat him a few times. He's coming inside him, goes outside him. Zinchenko slipped, little cross. Oh, he's hit the post again. Isak hits the post. How unfortunate can you get? God, the ball just isn't falling our way so far today. Newcastle have the ball back with Fabian Schär. He's got a man coming from the back. It goes to Murphy, who's fouled there by Zinchenko. Will be a free kick, but that should have been 1-1. How unfortunate that was. Great play from Murphy. He's got Zinchenko on toast down his left flank. Down his right flank. He really has. Once again, he went past Murphy, Zinchenko with ease. Zinchenko in the end slipped over. Murphy picked out Isak near post, coming in from deep, and it's hit the post. How unfortunate. Far post probably the ball, actually, where Willock stood and marked. Oh, Ramsdale won't get in there if it was inside. Should be one each, probably. Should be one each. Zayn Hanim says, can we end the Zinchenko-Trent debate? He's woeful. They're both woeful at defending, to be fair. And that's free kick with Trips and a whip in. Little curver looking for Newcastle. And he finds one. Great save, Ramsdale. It's a great save. Point blank. Should be 1-1. Wilson doesn't know what he's doing here. Wilson's put that out of play. Unbelievable save from Ramsdale from 3 yards out from a header. Should be a goal. Anywhere in the... It's Fabian Schär, I believe, with a header. It's got to score there. Straight at the goalkeeper, though. And it's great risk from Ramsdale to keep it out. What a fantastic save that is. But Schär really should score there. Straight at the keeper, but it's still fantastic reflexes to get to it. Anywhere in the across the goal, he scores. But it's a fantastic save from Ramsdale. So the first 4 minutes of the second half, one great save from Ramsdale, one post hit. Ramsdale's just taken the goal kick and he's gone along looking for Jesus. It's fallen to Trippier. Trippier's got rid of it quickly, rushedly as well. Kirill with the header. Xhaka's gone for the header back to the keeper and back to Ramsdale. It's gone. Calm play from Granit Xhaka there. Ramsdale's bowled it out to the far side looking for Ben White inside for Saka. Now back to Jorginho. Square goes to Zinchenko. Zinchenko just going into our half now. Plays it forward and then receives it back from Granit Xhaka. Now Jorginho. And wide it goes to Gabriel. Keep ball here for Arsenal. Just taking the sting out of the game. Kirill. Back it goes to Ramsdale, who slips while taking control of it. No one's pressurising him, which is a shame, because if he hadn't done it, he'd had an empty net to tuck the ball into, but Ramsdale has it. Little chip ball looking for Granit Xhaka, finds it, takes it down the chest, got plenty of time. Little ball inside for Zinchenko, who's in an advanced position, plays it to Gabriel Jesus. 3-on-3 Arsenal here. Wide it goes to Gabriel Martinelli. And then back to Jesus, who's been all over the place today. Little ball inside. I've left Martinelli on his own here. Chance for Arsenal. Curves it. Great. Oh, he's at the bar. Thought it was in all the way in. Looked into me. And then it hit the bar and went out for a goal kick. Unbelievable. Great effort from Martinelli. But sleeping there. Trippier was sleeping. And a little curve out. It looked in from when it left his boot. Didn't even look like it was going to hit the bar, but it did. Curved it outside Fabian Schär. Looks a perfect. Looks a goal from here. But it's smacked the crossbar and gone out. Thank Christ. 51 on the clock. Still 1-0 Arsenal. Could be 2. Of course, it'll be 2-1 to us. Been an unbelievable game of football, this. Long clearance from Pope. Looking for Newcastle head. Wilson flicks it on. It's gone to Isak. Isak has it. Isak. Well, Ben White's been well to keep him up, but good pressurising here from Wilson. Did well there, Wilson. Now Willock wimps out and loses the ball and then fouls Jorginho on the far touchline. Brilliant play from Wilson to win the ball back, but yeah, just didn't get the ball and well played from Jorginho to step in and was fouled by Joe Willock there. And it'll be a goal. Free kick to Arsenal. Just short of the halfway line, really. Maybe 10 yards short of it, which Ben White will take. Long chip ball looking for Saka. Going to run out of space there. Will be a throw to Newcastle. Deep inside our half. going to be hard to get out of this corner. Dan Burn has the ball in his hand. 52, nearly 53 minutes gone. The ball is with Granit Xhaka, and back he goes then to Gabriel. Little ball inside for Zinchenko. He's not playing as a fullback at the minute. Nice little pass through there to Ødegaard. Wide it goes then to Jorginho. Jorginho looking for a pass out wide to Saka's not on. So he comes back inside for Zinchenko. Playing in the 6th role at the minute. And he floats it and well stepped in from Trippier. Now it's Jacob Murphy. Ball inside for Bruno Guimaraes. He's going to lose that. No, he's doing well. In the end, he's fouled. The referee's played on though. Now Joe Linton. Wide now to Isak. Got a bit of space. Got one to go at. Jesus is coming back to help the defender. Brilliant from Jesus. Still, Isak has the ball. Must come back. Poor ball from Isak, and Arsenal can break. And it's Saka motoring down that right flank for Arsenal. Burn gets back eventually. Kicks inside. And he's spread onto the other side of the pitch to Martinelli up against Trippier here. Corner of the area. Back it goes to Zinchenko. Now square to Jorginho and wide on the far side to Ben White. Then back inside. Jorginho trying to take the sting out of it here. Just keeping the ball. Jesus with a run. And Saka, in fact. It's a foul by Botman, but the referee says play on. And Botman clears it off Jesus. He's been fantastic. As from a defensive point of view. Non-stop. Saka wanted a free kick. Didn't get one. It'll be a throw into Newcastle in the left back area. 54 on the clock. Sophia says, 4th official laughing and joking with Arteta makes me sick. Well, it should be going on, shouldn't it? Let's be honest. Anyhow, the ball's cleared by Newcastle. It's going to be an Arsenal header on it. Bounces, and there's a push in the back there. There's obvious push in the back from Bruno Guimaraes. Please, he's innocent. It's the most blatant. It ain't as bad though, Ødegaard. Fuck me. I mean, it is a push in the back, but it's not as bad as that. Christ almighty. It looks like he's hitting with a sledgehammer the way he's holding his back. Ødegaard straight back to his feet. He's got the free kick. He's happy with that. What a quality player that lad is, though. Got to say, he's not even old either. When he will take this free kick towards the league's end. Going to be an in-swinger, and it's gone in looking for an Arsenal head. It's a good header away, though, that time from Dan Burn, and further cleared. Pressure on here for Murphy, but well headed up in the air. But this could fall for Newcastle here now. Good defending from Zinchenko. And the ball's now with Martinelli on this left flank, and it's open now. Trippier's trying to get goal side of him. Martinelli squares him up, plays it back for Jesus. Well, he tried to bend one in the far corner. Got a deflection. Will be a corner kick. Sounds like I'm lucky I can't hear Martin Tyler. Good foot in there from Fabian's chair. It's a corner to Arsenal. Got a pressure on Nick Pope here. Martinelli's trying to cause havoc. Xhaka's got Wilson at his back. Trying to get in front of Pope anyway. It's an in-swinging corner. Pope should come and claim that. And he fumbles it really. He's gone out the area on this side of the pitch now. With Gabriel Jesus. Shares on his foot, or the foot in there from Share. Referee's playing advantage. Arsenal have it with the defenders there. Saka has it. And then inside for Ødegaard. Got a bit of space to move into. Bruno can get in a better position there. Ødegaard running across the face of the goal, and wide it comes to Jesus. He was rolling around like he was on his last legs a minute ago. Floated across the far post over everyone's head. Will be a goal kick. 57 on the clock. Arsenal are going to make a change. Kieran Tierney's going to come on. Probably for Zinchenko, and that strengthens their defence. Unless they put Zinchenko into the midfield, which is possible, I guess. But at the moment, Sven Botman has the ball. looking for a pass. He hasn't really got one. He's got Bird to the square with him. He goes to Bruno instead. Bruno's going to go all the way back to Pope here, which is kind of drawing Arsenal onto us. Now can play through him. Joe Linton. Nice bit of play for Joe Linton to get away from Xhaka and plays it wide for Burn. He takes it in stride and is now marching forward. Burn. It's gone 20 yards. A good ball in the back there. Isak's in here. Isak! Wilson must score. What a fantastic tackle that was from Kirill. Good grief. Isak put it on a plate for Wilson. And the tackle slid in from Kirill. Phenomenal bit of defending to stop Wilson from getting the shot off. Brilliant from Isak in the first place, though. We need a Newcastle head on this. It's not going to be one. It's going to be a throw to Newcastle. And this Xhaka's gone down. It might have been Xhaka with a block, actually. Phenomenal bit of defending. We'll see this again, this replay here. Ball inside. Wilson got into it. Then Isak took over, played to Wilson. Is it Xhaka? Well, he's slid in from behind. He's got the ball. It's never a hint. In fact, it's Willock. It is Xhaka. Fantastic defending. Fantastic. You've got to give the bloke credit there. Not a fan of his, but that's superb play. Crowd up now. At least there's a bit of something to cheer for, Newcastle. Need to get the atmosphere up. We know Arsenal don't like it. If we get one back, you know, they're gonna crumble. They've done it recently. Come on, we can do this. Ball is with Fabian Schär. Now it's with Fabian Schär. Sorry, I'm telling lies. Now it's with Sven Botman. In the centre circle. Little ball through the middle. Looking for Wilson. Didn't work. Trippier missed the tackle on Jesus, and now Martinelli goes motoring down the left flank. Joe Linton's gone back to defend him. Martinelli still has it and goes back to Zinchenko. Now back to Gabriel, and Arsenal again taking the sting out of the game, trying to keep hold of the possession of the ball. Ball from Gabriel's cut out, but it's fell into the path of Jorginho. He plays it square. Kirill. Now Jorginho again. Wide for Saka. Good foot in there from Burn. The referees give a free kick. Looks like Jorginho's down injured now. He's banging the floor as if it's a serious injury, but it's a late tackle from Bruno, actually. But not much contact there. He's banging the floor like he's done something serious, but I can guarantee you he'll be up in a minute. Guarantee it. Jorginho's run this game for Arsenal, although it's been Odegaard who's constructed it. Zinchenko is the man that's come off for Kieran Tierney. That takes away. He's much stronger defensively, but he's very quick, isn't he? I don't think you'll see Kieran Tierney step up into midfield. Free kick to Arsenal anyway, which will be taken by the injured Jorginho. He should have gone off the pitch. Didn't. Jogging as if there's nothing wrong with him. Of course there isn't. What a surprise. Saka's been in the air by Dan Burn. Now Isak has it. Bit of skill. Probably in the wrong part of the pitch to be doing it. In fact, he loses out. And Arsenal will have the ball back in that right-hand side. Granit Xhaka has it now. Keeps it simple. Plays it then to Jorginho. Burn should win that and does and clears it. Off an Arsenal foot, in fact, so it will be a throw to Newcastle. Long throw to Joe Linton. Has to go backwards to Fabian Schär, which he only just did, but he did it. Now Kieran Trippier. Different way of playing now because he's got Xhaka in front of him. He goes inside for Schär. Now square, it goes to Botman. We've had our chances this game. We just haven't put them away. Little touch from Wilson into Willock on that far side. Now Isak. Isak goes inside. Brilliant from Isak. Good ball, though, for Joe Linton on his far side of the pitch. Joe Linton trying to create room for the shot. Bruno's trying to place it, and he's faster along the ground. Should have put his boot behind it. Instead, he side-footed it. Like a back pass, and dead easy for Ramsdale. Good move from Newcastle, though, till the final shot. Don't know what he was trying to do there. I think he was trying to curve it somehow, but should have blasted that. And it went straight to the arms of Ramsdale. Never going to score like that. Bruno's fouled there by Odegaard. Free kick's taken quickly. Willock has it wide. It goes then to Isak. He's up against White, 1-on-1 this time. Takes it into control. Little dink across. No one there. Trippier will get there first, will he? He does. And he gets it off Xhaka. It's Martinelli. We're thrown to Newcastle. 62.5 on the clock. So it's kind of area of the game where we make changes. Terrible throw in. Jesus again with the fantastic defensive work to get back. He's given away a corner, hasn't he? Yes, he has. But Jesus again, brilliant defensive work from a centre forward. Trippier with his corner. Can we get a goal here just to get it level and maybe make the Arsenal just think about things and get the nerves up? It's a long corner headed in the air by Cher, and it will be cleared easily. We do win it back though. Willock has it, and he's lost it. He's tackled himself there, and Jorginho gets it back, just clears it anywhere down the pitch. Jacob Murphy's back there doing the covering, of course he is. And he goes now down the line for Joe Willock. Joe Willock with Saka against him. And he's taken on Saka for pace. That ain't going to work, surely. Well, he's gone past him. He's fouled. Should be a free kick, and will be a free kick. I think the referee's left his yellow cards at home, because that's a free kick all day long. That's a yellow card all day long. Almiron's coming on for Murphy. That's the first change of the game. Almiron for Murphy. I think Murphy's had a good game today. Don't forget, folks, if you want to make comments in the chat, you have to be a subscriber. So you have to click that subscribe button. Subscriber-only chats for watch-alongs. If you're new to the channel, that's if you're new to the channel. You also can become members. Super chats are available too. And give us a like also to get us up the algorithm. It's a free kick to Newcastle on the far side. Been in swinger this time from Kieran Trippier. Can we get a Newcastle head on this and power it into the net? Fabian Cher should have done it earlier in the game, but he didn't. It was a great save from Ramsdale, but he should have scored. So it's an in-swinger from Trippier. Where's he going to set this one off? They've got a player on the centre spot, on the penalty spot, but there's lots of big men in there. Referee's waiting for Trippier comes in, curves it now, too close to the keeper, isn't it? And out it goes for a goal kick. Poor free kick from Trippier. Granit Xhaka trying to cause a fight again, and Dan Burn stopping him. He's calling someone out for an elbow here. I'm not sure who it is. I mean, Granit Xhaka could cause a fight in the phone box, couldn't he? Is there an elbow here for anyone? Nah, nothing there at all from anyone. I don't know what he's talking about. No, never in a month of Sundays. Never in a month of Sundays. God. Xhaka and Joe Linton could be going head to head in a minute. I think that's definitely on the cards. Good tackle that on Jesus, who's gone down like a sack of spuds, but it's a good tackle. Get up, Gabriel Jesus, for crying out loud. What are you holding your head for, mate? Good tackle. There's nothing he could do there. Christ almighty. Max is warming up, by the way. Supporting a new hairdo look of things. Well, they're talking about dark arts, time wasting. What they said about us at the Emirates was nothing short of ridiculous. And this is just ridiculous. It really is. And the referee, as Alex says, has lost control of this. Nothing more sure they're trying to get a Newcastle player sent off here. That's what the name of the game is. Of course, Jesus is up okay. Holding his shoulder now. He was holding his jaw a minute ago. Absolute nonsense. Ball's back in play now. Shea will get this, or should do, or let it get run out for a goal kick. No, it's kept in by Saka. Shea went to sleep there a little bit. Martinelli has it in the corner, and he's doing well. And it's going to be an Arsenal throw-in, I think. It will be an Arsenal throw-in. Tierney will take it. And there he goes, in for Jesus, who's kicked it straight out for a goal kick. He wanted the corner for that. Dunburn has it on the left-hand quadrant of our penalty area. Ball for Isaac. He's tried to play a great ball. It would have been a good ball for someone with pace, but Gabriel steps in and knocks it back to Ramsdale. Wilson slightly flagging there. Burns, when it's in the air, does do. Heads it forward into pocket of Arsenal plays, actually. And it's now with Gabriel. Joe Linton could get this. Tierney made it. But now Newcastle come away with Share. And he's lost the ball there. Poor from Share that. And now it's on the break. Saka has it. Wide he goes for Jesus. Jesus trying to beat Dan Burns straight into Nick Pope. He should have took that in his arms, but he managed to put it away for a corner. Poor play from Fabian Schär, set that all up. Panicking a bit, trying to do too much too soon. And the end of it ends with a corner to Arsenal. It could have been worse. And also should have been better, really, because Pope should have just took that into his arms. Butterfingers parried it wide for a corner. Which will be an in-swinger from Bukayo Saka. 69 on the clock, folks. All the usual suspects on there for Arsenal. Big men, bit of movement in the box, looking for an Arsenal, fisting away from Pope. Not the greatest fist in the world. Back it goes to Saka in the end. There was a bit of panic there in the Newcastle defence. Cross comes in. Pope should claim that and does, and should look for quick throwing, and he does, but he's got Jesus in his face, and in the end he slows it down. And Pope maintains the ball in his arms until we get some sort of system going, and there it is now with Dan Burn. Down the line it goes to Isaac. Isaac has it, cuts inside, floats onto this far side, looking for the runner through of Wilson, who was fouled, I think, there. Referee gives nothing. Good tackle out from Newcastle, win the back, ball deep. Isaac should pass it to Guimaraes then. Didn't do it. He's kept hold of the ball well. And in the end comes to Trippier on his right side. Good strong play from Alexander Isak now. Miggy, little 1-2, poor ball from Joe Linton, cuts out by Tierney dead easily. And Jesus has come deep for it and plays for Martinelli. And Share can't get back with Martinelli. No chance of that. Martinelli's jogging forward. Trippier's well at the pitch, just coming into the picture now. Martinelli's taking Share on. It's an own goal. It's an own goal. Fabian Schär. 2-0 Arsenal. I'm afraid that was a own goal from Fabian Schär. There we go, folks. Nothing to overturn that for Martinelli down this side, and we were trying to push too quick too soon, I think. Eddie Howe now looking to make changes. It's like shouldn't have. It's poor from Joe Linton to lose the ball, and from that moment we were in trouble. Jesus came deep for it, played it for Martinelli. Defence come back with him. Botman did go to him. Went on the outside of Botman, hoofed it in low and hard. Schär took a boot out, knocked it in the near post. Just a poor goal to give away. Poor goal to give away. Own goal from Schär. Yeah, between the two of them there, they were pretty bad. Anyhow, it's with Trippier now, ball in for Wilson. Wilson looking for a pass that would have been sublime had he pulled it off. Unfortunately, it wasn't. Dunburn steps in. Granit Xhaka takes the ball up and plays it for Saka. The foul there on Saka, and that's a yellow card in my opinion. And he's going to get one too. The foul on Bukayo Saka from Dunburn. Got there as quick as he could. Unfortunately, it was about 3 minutes too late. Yeah, that's a yellow card all day long on any pitch, on any park, in any county. Yeah, not a bit agricultural, to say the least. Arsenal fans in full voice. Quite rightly, this is a shot across the Man City belt, I guess. They haven't folded like a pack of cards like they did last season. They've been, they've been up for the fight, and they've taken the fight to us at times, which, it's unfortunate. But they're a point behind Man City with this result. 199 for Jimmy Jones. Super Chat, he says, don't worry, we will beat Man United. Let's hope you do. It's not Man United I'm worried about. It's the team below them, Liverpool, who are getting all and sundry given to them from referees at the moment. Arsenal have the ball again in an advanced position. Bit of head tennis going on in the corner of the area, corner of the pitch there. It's throwing after throwing to Arsenal. Throwing comes in, headed out, being another thrown to Arsenal. But we've been found wanting today, guys. I've got to be honest with you. We've been found wanting at certain parts of the game. We're giving balls away that have cost us goals twice. Trying to get too much too soon. And it's panic stations at the minute, and it shouldn't be like that. And we're doing it again. This time, Joe Linton gives the ball away. He wins it back, luckily. Going to lose it again if he ain't careful. He does lose it again, and in the end, he gets a little foot on it. It's Trippier. They're panicking. It's panicking. Panic stations at all times. It's too much. You need to calm down a bit. The Arsenal fans up there in the heavens in level 7 there are quite rightly celebrating what they've got so far. It's been a very professional performance from them. And I'll repeat the point that I keep making, and no one seems to listen apart from maybe Alex. Longstaff is the glue to this team. Without him, we can't compete in midfield. It's as simple as that. And even against an aging, less mobile midfield that Arsenal have got, it's not worked. Anyhow, we're getting across here. There's no one in the middle. We've got 2 centre forwards in there, and there's only one in there. Anyhow, needs to change this now because Wilson's providing nothing at the moment. He's not even providing any movement in the box, which is it's probably he shouldn't have played this long. I don't think. There's no press at the minute. There is a little bit of a press, and Arsenal get rid of it quite easily. Trippier nods it back to Pope. Well, he gets to Pope eventually. Botman. Almost cut out. Trippier nods it back to Fabian Schär. The Newcastle fans, well, it's like a foul silence has been taken. It's got to be said anyway. Joe Linton has it. Will come wide, does he? No, he tries to play an impossible ball. Trippier does recover it, and now Joe Linton has it again. This isn't his position, Joe Linton. Right hand side of midfield doesn't work for him. It's with Willock. Actually, that was Bruno that did all that before. Willock's going at 2, sliding from Odegaard, doesn't get the ball. Got Bernat over the outside. Get your eyes open, lad. Give a free kick away. You need to make changes there. And there is changes. Gordon and St. Maximin are about to come on. Willock's going off for Maxi. And I think it'll be Gordon. Strange that he's taking Willock off because we're going to be a man short in midfield. Whatever happens here, he's bringing on Gordon and he's bringing on Maxi. I assume they don't want to be Wilson. Max is going to go to the left flank. And this is going to go 4-4-2, of course, which is possible, I guess. No, Wilson has come off as well. So Gordon come on for... I'm not sure how this is going to work exactly. Max will go to the wide left flank, and I'm guessing Gordon's going to play in like a number 8 position. Could be a 4-2-3-1 now with Isaac gone at the centre. Anyhow, long clearance from Ramsdale, looking for Saka. Burn wins their ball in the head as he should. Flicks off from Joe Linton, and again, now it's with Maxi. First touch ain't great. Just win it back though. Just well Maxi there, but not got the pace to get back Ben White. And Ben White plays it back to Kirior, back to the keeper. Bit of pressure coming on from Isaac, who's got to go 90 minutes today. Botman wins the header. That's a poor header though. And Jesus has it. Jesus plays it for wide for Martinelli. This could get nasty now. No, good defending from Trippier to stop him. Still has it with a bit of trickery in the box, Martinelli. Went back, but it's false to say Jesus. It's just falling for the ball every time. And in the end, we do get rid of it. And a foul from Jesus on Trippier. Jesus' performance today has been superb. I've got to say, been outstanding. Trossard's about to come on for Martinelli, and Partey is about to come on for Jorginho or Xhaka. And that will, well, in fact, it's Ødegaard. So they're going really, really defensive now. Really, really defensive. Furby outdoors, so should have kept Wilson for an impact sub. Susan says, guys, welcome fans, many team here, but if there's any troublemaking, you are out. Ødegaard, been the catalyst for everything Arsenal have done today. And that midfield's going to be very, very competitive now with him out of it. Very, very physical. It looks like Newcastle are going to make another change. I saw another training top come off in the Newcastle box, and probably Elliot Anderson, I imagine. Anyhow, Cher has it. Looking for the run of Isaac. Doesn't work. It's cut out easily by Gabriel. Borders now with Nick Pope. Granit Xhaka's taken the captain's armband. He's a proper worky ticket, Granit Xhaka, but he's had a fantastic game today, I've got to say. Nick Pope. Newcastle look a bit shell-shocked, and quite rightly, I've got to say. They're fighting for every ball, and Borders went in the air there from Gabriel. Oh, Gordon went in with an elbow there. That looked nasty. Oh, dear me. On Kieran Tierney. If I look at this, Joe Linton's going off. Anderson's coming on, and I guess Dan Burn's coming off. Will it be Dan Burn because Matt Targett's about to come on? Joe Linton's not been great today. Not been great at all. Zane says, do we still have a chance of top 4, or is it still pretty much... We need 7 points, Zane. So once we've got 7 points, then you won't be overtaking us. Bird has gone off, Target's gone to left back. So that's all the subs done now. Luckily, VAR didn't look at that challenge with Gordon because it didn't look great, I've got to say. Porty Street says, what annoys me most about VAR is it seems to accentuate to the ref what they want him to see. Yes, I agree. That's a very excellent point there. Throwing to Newcastle deep in our own half, playing in the areas where Arsenal want us to play at the minute. Arsenal with the ball back in the middle of the park. Ball looking for Jesus, almost took it down. Will be a goal kick. Good defending that time for Fabian Schär. Gordon plays it for Fabian Schär now, and we come attacking again with Kieran Trippier. Now Fabian Schär can't get out of our own half here at the minute. Arsenal pressing's been superb in the right areas, not necessarily at the centre halves. Gordon has it. Square to Schär. Down to Trippier, who will have Trossard straight on him. Down the line it goes to Miggy. Little touch inside for Gordon. Ball deflected into the path of Gabriel, and good foot in there then from Anderson. Anderson's in the area. Cuts inside Gabriel. Back it goes to Miggy, who wants a touch. Now Bruno. Bruno just hesitant, and he's took off him from Tierney. Been absolutely shocking today, Bruno, as I've got to say. So hesitant. Will that ball clear? Ben White? No, it doesn't. Really, really poor. Now Maxi going against 2. Cutting inside Saka. Does get there too. Wants a pass, gets a cross in. It's a great cross. It's well headed though from Kirill. Volley from... That's a penalty kick. Surely to God. Not given from the referee. Of course it isn't. So I think VAR will look at that, but we have won the ball back deep. Gordon overhits the pass. Surely VAR will look at that because there's a foot left in there from Xhaka. He's saying no to Anderson, but he's probably going to see this again. No, he's dived. Sorry, he's dived. Xhaka's right. Elliot Anderson made a poor dive there. Has he made contact with his toe there? I don't know. Probably not, because VAR ain't even looking at it, apparently. Long clearance from Ramsdale, which Spotman wins. Gordon against Partey goes out for throw into Newcastle. A little bit of emphasis from Newcastle the past couple of minutes. The key is to get Max on the ball. He looks like he's a danger man, as we thought he might be. Looks very sharp since he's come on. Bruno looking for ball over the top, looking for the win of Miggy. Can he get Miggy? Oh, slightly overhit. Ramsdale got it, but he'd drop it. Refs give a free kick. And Ramsdale's pretending he's hurt now. Oh, fuck off with your fucking bullshit fucking theatrics. He's about 5'2", man. Get up, you ponce. Oh, put the screens round him and fucking shoot him. What I do at the Grand National, the way he's fucking... Oh, pathetic. Oh, he's all right, look. No wrong with him. Well, no, he's hardly touched him. He wants shooting. That's absolutely disgusting. Yeah, Fox says awful dive from Anderson. Hate to see it. Yeah, you're right. Another couple of substitutes from Arsenal. Eddie Nketiah's coming on. And Reece Nelson's coming on. Who's going off? Saka's going off for Nelson. And Jesus will come off for Nketiah. 85 on the clock. This game, I think, is done and dusted. Well, this has taken these two Arsenal players a minute and a half to walk off. No encouragement for the ref to get off quickly or anything. And now Ramsdale with a free kick. It wasn't anywhere near there, but still, he took it. Long one down the pitch. Should fall to Trippier. We're going to get a free kick there. Foul on Cher from Eddie Nketiah. 3 minutes plus added time. Botman has it, and now it's that target. Back to Botman. And then square to Cher. No appetite for the ball. Trippier wants it. Cher ignores him and goes for a long ball down the wide, looking for Miggy. Xhaka gets in there and sliced out of play for Froey. Good pressure that from Newcastle. Get one now. It could be interesting. Throwing been taken and Arsenal do win at 87 on the clock. Trippier has it. Botman has it in the centre circle now for Newcastle. Then it goes there to Elliot Anderson. Wide then to Alisson Maximan, who's cutting inside. Now goes wide. He should go wide there. He's got Gordon there if he wants him. He's going to cut inside also. Now Bruno has it. Centre of the park. Floats it wide here for Trippier. Need something quick, Newcastle. If they want something from this game. Eddie Anderson comes deep for it, plays it back to Trippier. Square ball for Sven Botman, sorry. Sven Botman can go wide from Maxi if he wants. Instead, he comes inside for Bruno. He's got 3 men on him. Still gets the ball off, though. Poor pass from Anderson, looking for the running side of Miggy inside the fullback. Didn't work. Now Trippier. Down the line it goes for Miggy. Miggy comes inside, goes on the outside again, and kicks inside for Anderson. Little 1-2 on the outside of Tierney. Got to be quick to outsprint him. He's very fast. Very, very fast. Newcastle quick with a throw in. Now it's wide with Anderson to Maximan. He's on his own out. He's got Ben White. He should beat Ben White. Cuts inside 2, looking for a shot. Not going to get one. In the end, he comes away down deep for Trippier. Good ball. Trippier being squared up by Xhaka. Crosser comes in. Oh, it's nearly far for Newcastle player. It's going to be a corner ball off Xhaka, who's been superb today. He's just not quite in there. Corner from Trippier. It's going to be quick to. It's actually Target's taking it. It'll be an outswing from Target. And it comes looking for Newcastle head. It's a bit of a melee in the box. They're going to clear it in the end with Nketiah. Bit of a. Well, it's a shot distance. Oh, great save, Ramsdale. From Fabian Schär. Think he saved it. Looks like he's going back to his defensive position. So it might just come straight out. But it's a great effort from distance from Fabian Schär. Yeah, he's gone straight out. Over the bar. 4.99 from deep into snow. Controversial take with Bruno's mistakes led to both goals. First one definitely was Joe Linton. The second one, but yeah, thanks for 4.99 from deep into snow. Thank you very much for your contribution. Very much appreciated. Long kick then from Ramsdale. There it goes. 89th minute. We're nearly at 90 minutes. Going to see how much injury time there will be. Going to guess there ain't going to be a lot of it. Despite Isak goes up in the air, very physical challenge from Kirill, who wins it. Botman wins that one though, and now it's with Target. Now it's gone to Maxi, who can go one-on-one with Ben White this time. The 90 minutes are up, 6 minutes of injury time. Need something quick. Little back flick for Gordon. Little edge to the area. Bruno's got some space, but straight back was Nketiah doing the same job that Jesus did, defending from the front. That is absolutely piss poor from Bruno Guimaraes. Tried to chip the keeper from distance. Yeah, poor. Very, very poor. Jorginho's got the man of the match. Very, very, very experienced players. He's first in everything. First in touches, first in assists, first in successful passes. All the what you want your midfielders to be first in. Jorginho's done it. And Newcastle are on the attack now with Matt Target racing towards the halfway line. Now Maxi has it. He can go one-on-one here. There's still 5 minutes. We get one quick. We still can get this. Maxi inside 2. From distance. Oh, good effort. Good effort, Maxi. Try for the far corner. I think Ramsdale got a touch on it. And it will be a corner. And Maxi's looked very sharp since he's come on. Corner's taken. We managed to lose out to Trossard here. Deep in the corner area. Trippier wins the ball back. And Anderson. Bit of skill from Anderson. Now Miggy on his left foot. He's trying to curve it in the top corner. Come on, lads. That's pathetic. Oh. The one bright spark has been the form of Maxi since he came on. It was going well anyway. Still a good save from Ramsdale. Didn't know where the post was, but Maxi's looked very bright since he's come on. Long punt down the middle, which goes straight to Pope. We've had 2 minutes of the 6 already. I think this game may well be done and dusted. The game management from Newcastle today hasn't been good enough, in my opinion. Long ball from Schär. It's a great one too to Maxi. Maxi takes it into instant control. Little ball in, looking for Gordon. Gordon approached there by Kirill. Back it goes to Target and go out for corner, which Target will take. The fans are still with them though. We'll get one in it. Well, we're going to see a ball keeping exercise if we score. Now, corner comes in, headed away from Ben White, and we'll out for throw-in. Or will Max keep it in? No, it's gone out for throw-in. Maxi will take it, though. And back he goes to, I think it's Kieran Trippier. Floats one in with his right, looking for a Newcastle head. Shares up there still, but it's won by Arsenal. But ball just fall for Miggy. Miggy goes on the outside of Trossard. Back he goes to Bruno Guimaraes. Bruno, Trossard on him. Back he goes then to... It's with Anderson. Can he get it to Max on the far side? No, he can't. Bruno's gone well done. Bruno's been brilliant to get across the pitch. That's his Gordon, in fact, that won the ball. His blonde hair. Maxi running at Ben White. Goes on the outside this time. Ben White's not having it. Slides it out for a corner. Good defence from the right back. This time we'll be in swinger. Kieran Trippier's out there already. Botman's in there. I think the clock's against anyway, even if we score now, but we'll see. Here it comes in swinging corner. Ramsdale's come in and claimed it. Got a very good performance from Arsenal, you have to say. Credit where credit's due. Credit where credit's due. You've got to put your hands up when you've been deservedly beaten, in my opinion. Arsenal managed the second half fantastically. And on the attack again, and I'll get a throw in. 94 minutes on the clock. A couple of minutes left. This result in itself isn't too bad. It's the pressure it creates on us for the next game. We have to go to win it. You know, our next game, we have to win it now. Points are no good. Foul on Nketiah. He fell over easily. Nketiah's picked the ball up. I don't know what's going on here. It's like we're playing rugby now. Nketiah and Cher kicking off now. Botman gets in there eventually, and Nketiah's caused all that. Referee's not done anything to stop it. Poor refereeing. Again, all this is kicking off, and Chris Kavanagh is just standing there watching it. Not been interested in taking any control. There's a yellow card coming out for somebody. May well be Nketiah. May well be the two of them. In fact, Cher and Nketiah both get the yellow card. Ball is on the far side of the pitch with Matt Target. Fabian Cher was booked, in fact. Gordon laid it back to Target. We're in the final minute here, folks. This game is done and dusted. Poor pass from Target, straight into the path of Partey. Tries to win it back. Partey strolls past him like he wasn't there. In fact, gets him again as well. Gordon tried to win it back off. Oh, that's a good tackle though on Xhaka. I was giving a free kick for it. Oh, it's for Botman. Was it Botman? No, it's Anderson. Oh, it's a terrific tackle. Won the ball. Ref give a free kick. Amazingly enough. That's 6 minutes up and full-time whistle's gone. Quite a very good performance out from Arsenal. You've got to give him credit. Got to give him credit. Well, 199 super chat from Dinesh. I'll spell it. Dinesh KP. 199 super sticker. Thanks ever so much for that, mate. Very much appreciated. Final score 2-0 to Arsenal. Second half game management I thought was poor from Newcastle today. I've got to say. I think we panicked too soon. I think we went into attacking mode too soon. And just let Arsenal pick us off. Simple and straightforward as that. The two guys will be in with us in a sec, I imagine. We'll do a couple of comments towards the end of the chat. Fair play to ours as top tier. Yeah, you got to give them credit. They were very good today. Foxy says the same. No excuses. Well deserved win for Arsenal. They came to St James Park, did the business. Can't waste the big chances we had. Big performance lead against Leeds. Keep our heads up. Great season for us regardless. Here's Stato. Hello, mate.
How we doing?
Disappointed second half.
Yeah, I just saw the tail end of Foxy's comments there as well, and from some of the commentary from Sky. I completely disagree. I don't think it was fully deserved by Arsenal. I don't think they were the better team on the day. I think we were about as good as each other. We put up similar XG, similar possession, similar chances. Things hitting the post is fine margins. It is fine margins. Everyone hits the post. Messi, Benzema, regardless of the level of what game you're playing, it always happens. And we've just been unfortunate today. I think they've had the luck of the draw. I think we've both played a similar game. You could argue that I think we possibly slightly even edged it. in terms of just the overall chances created. But Ramsdale and Pope were both brilliant. You know, their good quality players were excellent. Our good quality players were getting in the right places, but again, just hitting the post. Big shame. Big shame.
Jack's joining us as well. What's your thoughts on the second half? I just thought we panicked a bit too soon, to be honest. I think we went too gung-ho too soon. That's my opinion. I think we should have just stayed in the game another 5 minutes. I think the subs were dodgy, if I'm perfectly honest. I think Wilson should have come up before that. I don't think he provided anything today. That system to me doesn't work. Scrub it. Okay for chasing the game.
I think we're really unlucky in front of goal. I mean, when Isak hit the post really, really early on, unlucky. And Ramsdale was good, but that share header, he could have done a bit better. But I think we're really, really unlucky. We got a lot of chances, but unfortunately, none of them went in. And he should have scored 4 yards out. He hit it right at Ramsdale.
I'm not going to have a go at my centre half for that.
Exactly.
Centre half. He got up, he beat his man, he headed it down.
You can't really major comment on it when you're not in that position, because I feel like when you're in that position, you're right in front of the goalkeeper. Very precious moment. You got to do your best.
It's not about that. It's the fact he's a centre half. If it was Callum Wilson, fine, we could critique whether he's placing a header. But for a centre half, just win the ball, head it down, and he did that. It got saved. You know, he did what you want your centre half to do, which is at least try and get the header off. So fair enough.
I don't think the referee got any better by any chance. Arsenal still played every trick in the book. They got very lucky with decisions, and I feel like it's a one-off day. Not really one-off day. We got really unlucky in front of goal, and we just scrapped this. The system didn't work, like Billy just said. Isak and Wilson, it just didn't work how we wanted it to. Scrap it. Go again next week against Leeds, and we'll try again, and we'll be heading into this competition next season.
I mean, I think it could work, but just not against teams of that quality that, you know, have the defenders that can nullify.
It works fine. On a different day, we put 2 or 3 of those in. I think it worked fine. I don't see the problem at all.
Because we didn't see Wilson. He was virtually non-existent.
I thought he was okay in the opening half an hour, and then he faded. But I think I don't think his resurgence in goal scoring. I think obviously he has improved, but I still think he's not what he was last year. I don't think he's got that overall game. You know, that he had sort of October, November time. His marauding tenacity, his intensity, his off the ball work. I think a lot of that's dropped off. It has come back to a degree, but a lot of his goals have been sort of poacher goals and just being very clever and a good experienced striker. But he's not had that all-round play since probably November. It's not come back. I'm not sure if it will ever come back fully. I think that was probably the peak of his physical prowess was the beginning of the season. I don't think we'll ever see a better peak physical Callum Wilson than what we saw at the beginning of this season. I think that's it. I think he's still going to be incredible in terms of, you know, his experience, his poaching, his finishing is still top draw. But, you know, in a game like that where we need him to do a little bit more off the ball, it's not there.
The bright thing of the game, I thought was Maxi when he came on. He looked very, very sharp, didn't he?
It felt a little refreshing having a player just going at the fullbacks. It felt quite refreshing.
Yeah, I'm bored of this conversation because I'm really bored of it because yes, obviously we know that, but it's the same merry-go-round we go on every 2 or 3 months. Maxi will start coming back into the team. He'll have a game where he can't beat his fullback. He'll have an off day. He'll get absolutely slated for it.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
we're back to square one. Oh, he's injured or he's had a bad game. I'm you know, you can see there how much more efficient he was. He's got one thing in mind. Right, where's the space? Where's the fullback? Go. Where's the goal? Run. He won us like 2 or 3 corners. He had a shot that was close that forced another corner. He was trying to play it across goal. He was constantly beating his man. And that's what he can offer. And that's, you know, and I'm glad that Jordan Cronin was wrong. I think we all knew he was wrong. He wasn't out for the season. I mean, what's the date today? We're pretty still early. We're 7th of May. He's played minutes again, so he's fine. And hopefully he's going to be useful in the running.
Absolutely. The key to it all is getting Longstaff back, isn't it? I mean, without him, we just don't got to save in the middle of the park, do we? It just makes too many players look slightly uncomfortable. Joe Linton looked slightly uncomfortable, didn't he, today?
I don't know if he looked uncomfortable. I thought he just got a little bit unfortunate. Like that time when he lost the ball, he was aware that there was a player there, and he tried his best to not lose it. He doesn't quite have that close technical control and quality that like a proper 6 has. So when he finds himself in that position, he's decent, but he's not perfect, especially against the team who have been pretty much the top of the Premier League all season. But I think Bruno had a much worse performance than Joe Linton. I think that was probably Bruno's worst game in a black and white shirt, unfortunately. But I think he knew it. At the end of the game, he was frustrated with himself with that shot. I don't think we need to be frustrated. He's allowed an off game, and he knows himself it wasn't good enough. But it happens.
He took touches outside the box and instantly got closed down. Yeah, it was an unlucky day for Bruno, and it definitely wasn't his best performance. And he'll come out with an apology later. But Bruno's world class. Like Alex said, he's allowed a day off or a day of not being up to his usual standards. But I'm pretty sure he'll be back for Leeds. But look, Bruno is world class. Things like that are going to happen. You're not going to be world class week in, week out, are you? So
it's just when he isn't world class, when he doesn't make these performances we're all used to seeing, it's when Sean Longstaff isn't next to him. You've got to think about that.
That is very true.
Very true.
We've got some graphics here from Alex. What you got for us, mate? Let's have a look.
Well, it's just a representation of it's the momentum graph essentially. So you can see just how dominant we were momentum-wise, and I'm not sure exactly what metrics they factor in here, but I think it's time in the opposition box in the final third. It'll be possession, shots, all of it. So you can see that from the momentum bar, we were really on top for large periods of that game. And if we go down and have a look at the meat and veg of the statistics. This is why I think we're hard done by there. 12 shots to 10, both a couple of big chances, more accurate passes, higher XG generated, saw more of the ball. I think it was just one of those days where one or two things went right for them. It slipped in the net, and we just didn't get that, unfortunately. Fine margins, fingertips, the amount of fingertip saves today and little things off the post and crossbar for both teams. I think it was anyone's game. It was a flip of the coin today, and Arsenal have just won it on the flip of a coin.
I swear to God, if them posts were 1 or 2 inches wider, I swear to God, Murphy's shot would have gone in. Other thing he shot would have gone in. So unlucky. Isak's shot would have gone in.
Yeah, I think just the ricochets went against us. The own goal could have gone anywhere, went in the net at the plow. The shot from Ødegaard. He just went through a leg.
It was. I think I've got that here. I think it was a 0.4 xG chance. There you go. There's Ødegaard's goal. Yeah, 0.04. So if you do that 100 times, you score 4 of them.
Yeah.
It was just unfortunate.
The wrong place. I mean, Pope didn't go in the corner, but it was inside, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's just one of them things, really. But then it's difficult to be mad at Pope because he also prevented I reckon to be 2 or 3 clear opportunities at point blank range. So he's made up for that instantly, and I feel like Pope deserves a reasonably good score whenever we get to the review.
I agree. I thought we had a very good game. But that's football. Pressure's back on us now for the next game. We'll get 7 points. We've got Champions League football. We need to win that next game now, don't we?
If we put up that much of a fight against any other team in the remaining fixtures, we will win all of them. Because I thought we put in so much hard work there. We've still got 2 home fixtures remaining. It is Leicester and Brighton. I think Brighton obviously is going to be you would imagine it would be the harder of the 2, but you never know in the Premier League. Leicester have got enough quality to suddenly turn up. But we'll see. We'll see.
Right then. So I think the review will be tomorrow night, I'm thinking. We don't know, but keep your notification bell on and look for when we do come on. It will be tomorrow, I think. It'll be too late tonight, I'm sure. So keep your eye out for that, guys. Disappointing day at the office. Result went against us. We go again, as someone once said. Dust ourselves down.
It's a Jack quote, I think.
It's a Jack quote, yeah. I'm not quoting the bloke who really said it.
Oh, God.
Right, we will be back tomorrow, I think, with the review of this. So keep your notifications locked on and look, and we'll be here. So until tomorrow, good night from me, good night from Alex, good night from Jack. We'll see you tomorrow. Away the lads and lasses. Ladies
How are the
got promoted
lads?
today. That's great news.
Yes. Well done. How are the lads?
So we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, fellas and glasses.